Still out there? Yes, sir.
You going back in?
There's still men out there. God damn. When I go home,
Going back in?
there's still men. Wow. Some kind of war junkie? I won't say a goddamn word. Why? They won't understand. They won't understand why we do it. They won't understand it's about the men next to you. And that's it. That's all it is.
Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com, #1 listener-supported radio, the printing press for freedom at a time when freedom is needed the most.
What is going on here? I demand an explanation.
We work for a highly funded yet unofficial government agency.
An intelligence organization that fears intelligence, historically not awesome.
The United States is a democratic nation. Here the people rule. We build no walls to keep them in, nor organize any system of police to keep them mute.
Freedom isn't free at all, but it comes with the highest of costs.
We have you, the listeners, and the hosts at
Revolution Radio.
for allowing us to bring you a platform of free speech.
Right now, it's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines,
watch for now.
Wind is blowing cold and dark. On the road and no way out. Broken house, a smoking gun. On the run. On the run.
We're hot.
Predicts AI surveillance will be part of our everyday lives in the future. During a recent Oracle Q&A, Ellison said AI will soon play a major role in monitoring society through a vast network of interconnected cameras, including security systems, police body cams, and vehicle dash cams.
Everyone would see it. Your body cams will be transmitting that. The police will be on their best behavior because we're constantly watching and recording everything that's going on. Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on.
Ellison's vision is for AI to analyze data from this network of cameras in real time in an attempt to prevent crime while also tracking and influencing public behavior for a safer society. However,
Mothership has landed.
sleazy, double greasy pirate radio Nut Hut Studios, it's time for the very first ever Southern...
Attention. Attention, please.
It's Friday night. Mine's Jimmy. And in the microcosm is on the app. We got a special guest coming up a little bit later. We got all kinds of stuff to get into tonight. Operation Stargate. There's a golden toad in the rabbit hole. Are you there?
I am here.
Excellent.
I'm afraid to say anything about it. Because that guy Ellison lives right across the channel, like 10, 12 miles from me. He bought the whole island in the night.
It doesn't surprise me. Well, 7 days hanging by a thread in FEMA Region 9. What FEMA region you in over there?
I don't know. It's got to be FEMA Region 0 because Ellison's right across the...
Well, don't worry about it. Trump's getting rid of FEMA. Immediately. He's not happy. And you know, I can't blame him. I'm not happy either. Get rid of it. Remember when they said that, hey, Brownie, you're doing a good job, Brownie? Yep. Fucking
the
Brownie.
Arabian horse guy. One minute he's out there, you know, showing his horses. Next minute he's got to hop on a plane and fly to Louisiana. And what the hell's going on? He's still wearing, like, the outfit, you know. He gets there.
Man, yeah, it has been a crazy, crazy week, ladies and gentlemen. The golden toad has assumed the position. The golden toad is in the house. The chair is against the wall. The golden toad is in the rabbit hole. Watch out! I think it's him. You know, life is a game of inches. Sometimes it's just 1 inch at a time. Rock and Rio, have you limped your way into the studio?
I have made it in by the skin of my chinny chin chin.
Damn. Well, it's been a crazy week, man. There goes Melvin Taylor. Hey, Mark Cicerella's in the chat. It's good to see you, man. Haven't seen you in a long time. Flippy's over here. Cindy's over here. Mike Mont is over here. There's all kinds of people over here. If you want to join us into the microcosm Jimmy Gene on YouTube, you can join us there. It's the Independent Broadcast Network on TalkStream Live. You can find us somewhere down there in the lower end. But if you want to find us quicker, it's Revolution Radio, man. This is our flagship, our home port, fully listener supported. Come on down. Be the supporters. You know you want to be it. You got to. Without you, we wouldn't be here. We've been here 14 years, thanks to you. Thanks to the Nighthawk. So come on down, become supporters of the free speech you love so much. Studio A, Studio B, 7 days a week. Man, we got a special guest coming up, and I'm going to be hooking him up here momentarily. But I don't want to give anything away quite yet. But we can get rolling. I got quite a bit of stuff here lined up. But I think the first thing I wanted to bring up was there's been over 70 executive orders in the last couple of days, and I know there were 20 on the very first night of the inauguration. And there's some controversial declarations being made with a lot of these executive orders. So lots of people are finding, I don't know, I guess you could say you're finding some sort of satisfaction in a lot of these things. And I know I had found satisfaction in this particular one, and that's why I'm going to bring it up. Trump signs an executive order promoting crypto, paving the way for digital asset stockpile. So President Trump signed an executive order Thursday that includes working towards developing a national digital asset stockpile. Trump, who was a critic of crypto in his first administration, campaigned and on a very differently message in 2024. President Donald Trump signed an executive order on Thursday to promote the advancement of cryptocurrencies in the United States to work towards potentially developing a national digital assets stockpile. Wow. Well, in case you didn't know and you're not in crypto or you're not interested in it, last week Trump threw a coin out there. And it was an official Trump coin. No one knew it was coming. No one knew about it. It hit the market, and it literally sucked billions of dollars out of the crypto market. Now, were you guys lucky enough to partake in that? Were you able to jump Trump and get some of that?
You had to get out really quick. You'd have to get it and sell high like right away in the first 8 hours, right?
Yeah, well, that's yes.
Down next day.
I think it is down now, but I think there was a period where, people were making some serious, and when I say serious money, I mean hundreds of millions of dollars, man. I'm not talking about.
Yeah, he made $78 billion, I think it was. Trump did, and then it's down to like 58, and then it went down to how many billion it is now. It's like somewhere in the 30s or something. Still, yeah, I mean, he made himself a billionaire, a real one, overnight by doing that. And then the people who bought in, they got in early and they're able to move it. They made something, but they came in late. They lost because if they bought it was high, like at $78 or whatever it was. It's
well,
it
started out. It started out at $7. Okay.
Yeah, and it went up to 78, I think, and then come back down.
Well, listen, our special guest here is as a Riveth, so I don't want to leave him out of this conversation. So let's get him in here. See, I don't have to say nothing. All I have to do is play your song, dude. From the Talamanca Mountains, Costa Rica. Bruce McDonald. Are you that? Are you that, man?
I'm here.
Excellent. What's happening, man?
Oh, what isn't happening, man? When you say go, I'll go, but let's have a little conversation because it'll take me. I can guarantee you guys, even though you're American, I have been affected by the first 4 days of the Trump administration infinitely more than both of you, all of you, Rio, Epic, and you.
Okay, well, listen, my name's Jimmy. And this is Into the Microcosm. It's Revolution Radio. We've been joined by Bruce McDonald. And listen, what we're talking about right now is the executive order that Trump put through on this cryptocurrency thing and building digital assets for America. And so we were also talking about the Trump coin that came out right away here before the executive order dropped. He threw out a coin. Are you aware of that?
Well, I think it came out
billions, billions of dollars, Bruce. Not just him, but everybody. I mean, if you were lucky enough to jump on that coin at $7, it ran up hundreds of percents. So people got all kinds of money on that, and I thought that was great. Now, he seems right now, he's following through on pretty much everything you said. So now, are these immigration policies the things that are affecting you directly, Bruce?
No.
What is it that's directly affecting you more than Rio and I and Epic?
Okay, so literally 8 hours after the guy took office, we had the biggest raid on my mountain in the history of Costa Rica.
Wow. What happened?
Yeah, my son's up visiting too, and my wife got us. My son and my wife were up from 4:30 watching it, and I got up at 6:30, and it went on till about noon. And it was, I saw fatigues, I saw Americans. I don't know if that was a DEA special enforcement unit. What they had air support. Dude, and I knew this was coming because Chavez had President Chavez of Costa Rica had Bukele here. And it became, and he called him, like, it's just the way the visit went. Costa Rica gave him the highest honor a visiting dignitary can be given. I don't think they've ever given it even to a U.S. president who's come to Costa Rica. If any, I think Carter came here, but and then he passed a law giving the right of the police to use automatic weapons. And you got to understand that Costa Rica is an extremely peaceful country. It disbanded its army in 1948. I think Switzerland and Costa Rica are the only two countries in the world without a standing military. And because of the banking in Switzerland, they're obviously going to be protected by everybody else. They don't need one. So this is the only truly pacifist country in the world. But Jimmy, Epic, and Rio, it was really something to behold, man. And when they finished the operation, the line of four-door pickup trucks leaving the mountain that drove right past my house, it took like 25, 30 minutes. It was like a train column.
No,
I've never seen anything like it in my life.
Nobody
the
came.
Actual operation, Bruce. Are they like drug
So
hunting,
they're-
or is it you got cocaine up there on the mountain, or what?
Well, I have to be careful what I say on
Yeah,
air.
be
but,
careful, dude. It's just like
this is genuinely dangerous now, right? I mean, this isn't. If this podcast on Friday nights had 100,000 subscribers and 10,000 live listeners, I wouldn't be saying what I'm saying. I'm just saying it because I don't think it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No offense. You do much better than me on YouTube, but
No, I'm saying be careful because we're on Revolution Radio on TalkStream Live. So, listen.
Yeah,
what I would suggest though is just like when Epic was in Hawaii, living in Hawaii on Maui, how Epic really couldn't say some shit that he needed or wanted to say because he was in a position similar to the one that you're in right now. So, be careful. But it's interesting, Bruce. I swear to God, it's so interesting that you're bringing this up.
Okay, and the other quick thing, and this is why Trump is affecting me more than you guys. So it's my adopted home has been massively affected, and they're going to clean up the cartels in here because the Mexican cartels are pretty much the shadow government of all of Latin America now, okay? And the second thing is he's basically pushed the Prime Minister of Canada out of office.
Yeah, that's interesting. You're right, man.
Yeah, Justin bailed ship, huh?
Oh, he's on his way out, man.
Well,
and
starting
with his weird socks.
Starting on February 1st.
So Trump's
February.
been very weird for me, like how personally it's affected my life. Like it's really kind of weird, actually. Yeah,
it's going to get even weirder, I think. I mean, I think, some of the discussions all of us, including you, had over the past year where we brought up, before this happened, we brought up the North American Union, and then all of a sudden Trump's saying he's going to make Canada the next state Okay.
Yeah.
Now what he's doing is there's starting February 1st, there's going to be a 25% tariff on all goods coming in from Canada and Mexico.
Yeah. So you want
wait, check this out. Check this out. Let me finish.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, he also is going to start the external revenue service.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
he hung 6 inches out in front of the World Economic Forum. Did you see this? Did you listen to the speech?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6. I think he hung 9.
Listen, there's a bunch of shit going on, and I'm glad you brought this raid up because it was something that I was going to bring up too. Because I don't think really the American people can even conceive of what has just transpired over the last couple of days. Because by declaring these cartels terrorist organizations, what that does is that bypasses posse comitatus, and the military is going to be on the streets in America. And I mean, I'm going to just tell you right now, where I live is some serious. I live in the middle of some very serious gang activity. Salinas and Watsonville, all the fields here. Are people that live and work here. What's going on here in the community is, I'll tell you right now, there's people that are afraid. There's Mexican people, people that are here that are sending their kids to school. They're afraid their kids are going to get pulled off a school bus. You know, hey, that helicopter that came in, air support, yeah, that's going to happen here in America. And the thing is like what Bruce was saying. These cartels are a standing army, man. They have everything that they have every kind of weapon you can conceive of. So if they think they're just going to run away and head on down or whatever and take off, that ain't going to happen like that. If they want to,
there's going to be a lot of shooting going on, man. That's what I've been saying all along when they start talking about this. It's like, hey, man, they're not just going to stand there and take it. They're going to, it's going to be shooting, definitely.
Well, I think what Trump will do is he'll make a deal with China, and China will pull advanced support for the cartels, like satellite support and stuff like that, and give the Americans the advantage. But because China's working with them, right? I mean, the cartels have access to Chinese satellites for crying out loud. I mean, and so that'll have to be worked out. But I think he's going to work that out. But these cartels are finished, man. They're going to be. I mean, they're not going to go easy. It's going to be bloody, but they're going to be gone.
Well,
probably by end of 2026, I'd say at the latest.
Well, so far, this is what I know. So far, the Marines have been dispatched to the southern border. What happened now, Epic? What happened with this plane that was rejected going into Mexico? Because now they've already.
There's a lot more to that story. Yeah.
Hey, Bruce, they're already flying people out of here. Okay, so they started
17 military cargo planes, and there's a problem. So the problem is that they didn't clear it with Mexico first to go into airspace or land the plane there, and they tried to land the plane there, and it got turned around. And there's a reason. Number one, it's violating their airspace. They didn't clear it, obviously. So they have a right to shoot it down for that matter if they wanted to. But the issue is those C-17s aren't just military cargo planes. They are, but I mean, they also are capable of deploying this thing called Rapid Dragon, which launches 45 cruise missiles. So as far as Mexico or any nation is concerned, you see C-17 flying your airspace, for all you know, it's a bomber, right? So you're taking a big risk by not clearing it with the nation that you're flying into in the first place. And, it was an obvious provocation to see, by provocation, I mean, it was to see how much he could push it. What would Mexico do sending this plane over there? I think, right? And the president of Mexico turned it around. But they had every right to shoot it down if they wanted to. And the next step in between would, of course, be to scramble some fighters and go force it down, to land. But it turned around. Obviously. All right, so now I think that was a deliberate, poke to see, just to test, what would Mexico do when they see these planes? Because they absolutely could send, 4 of these planes out there and be launching 180 cruise missiles, right?
Yeah, but why would they be
send
launching?
100 people
Why
in a
would they
plane
be
and
launching
180 cruise missiles?
They're launching cruise missiles at cartel, hideouts. What are they going to launch cruise missiles
absolutely.
for?
That's what that making them a terrorist organization does.
No, I know, but it's not cruise missiles. I don't know. Anyways, listen. So the thing is, Bruce. I got to say, first of all, the inauguration speech that Trump made has got to go down in history as one of the best speeches ever made at an inauguration, in my opinion. He literally hung his cock right out in front of everybody and rubbed their nose and shit. And they were sitting there with their mouths were literally hanging open.
Yeah.
Expression on Clinton's face was Bill Clinton, not Hillary, was priceless. It was just laughing. As the bemused look on his face as listen to him. See, I disagree. I thought it was ridiculous, but that's my perspective. I thought it was absurd. It sounded like a little child.
It was Reagan. It was Reagan-esque, and it reminded me of the Carter hostage situation. All of a sudden Hamas, the Israeli situation is coming to, it's getting all solved all quick, and here comes Trump. Boom, here's Putin over there saying Putin made a statement that said if Trump the election hadn't been stolen from Trump in 2020, this is what Putin said, there would be no Ukrainian war. Which I thought was an interesting thing for Putin to say. Now, he also removed the first of all, Biden pardoned Fauci. Okay, Putin offered Fauci he's going to come get him. He's going to extradite him. He wants to extradite Fauci, is what Putin said. Then today, Trump removed, or today or yesterday, Trump removed the security detail from Michael Bolton, Pompeo, one other important character. I can't think of who it is now.
Fauci. It's Pompeo, Fauci, and Bolton.
Yeah. There was one other one, though. There was one other one. But anyway, the point being, then he went on and made a statement about it. They said, hey, what are you going to do about it? If you're going to feel bad if something happens to Fauci. And Trump said, no, I'm not going to feel bad because, you work for the government, you have a government detail, you don't work for the government, the detail goes away, He goes,
the deal with Pompeo.
He goes, listen, he goes, Fauci made plenty of money. He can afford his own detail. And the same thing with these other guys. So I thought, I got to be honest, man. Trump's, swinging hard, and he's fucking hitting the fence, dude.
This is the honeymoon, though. It'll get real ugly by 2026.
It's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly.
Don't think I don't understand, and I've always understood where Epic is coming from. I had my reasons for supporting him in this election over. Well, really, they pushed us in this direction with Tampon Tim and Ditzy Harris, right? There really was no choice. The whole thing was just sort of choreographed. But and listen, this is going to sound really weird. I wonder who on the panel will get it. Maybe Epic. So we're going to be living in a world, and this is going to freak you out, where the Nazis control the South Pole and the Zionists will control the North Pole. And I want you to figure out why that's important for both of these groups.
Well, I think that's funny that you should bring that up because, I have something here. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. Oh, yeah, here we go. Have you guys heard this? This comes to us from Israel.
If the whole world stand against us and only Micronesia is rooting for us. When the stars of Ishmael are Marlene, don't you worry, Trump XCN.
Super Trump, he's Jerusalem's prince. Super Trump. To the sky he will reach. Hallelujah from the city of Zion. Because their Lord fights like a lion. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Not a little. I wonder what the God of the Jews feels about that.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now that he posted that on that.
Well, he's the guy. He's trying to fulfill the prophecy to proclaim himself God in the Temple of Jerusalem. That is exactly what the whole plan is. Well, he's going to take over the Americas. He's going to be the king of the Americas. This is the whole deal. See, And
Bruce?
Trump and
No, I
frickin'
meant
Putin-
with the
Putin's-
what the actual God of the Jews
Well, no, I know.
thinks about
No,
that.
what's funny too, the thing is Bruce has been saying, since I've known Bruce and before you guys knew him, since I've known Bruce, he's been saying the third temple.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes your third temple, man. Now let me bring this shit up. Now I don't have the picture here. I don't have it here. I'll describe it to you though. I will describe it. When Trump swore in, okay, he did not put his hand on the Bible. Okay, there's a big controversy about that. Lots of people are talking about it. And, and so people are making it into an antichrist situation. But I won't even have to go there. Let's just say lots of people are saying that he has converted he's no longer a Christian. He's converted to another religion. So I would put forward that if he didn't put his hand on the Bible, it could just be for that reason. But I think it's weird to me that he brought his mom's Bible, and he had his mom's Bible and the Lincoln Bible right there, and he didn't put his hand on it.
Well, the funny part is, Jimmy, that in the Bible itself, it says you should not swear an oath. So not only did he swear an oath to be president, but,
Well, okay, so the other part of this now, and I don't know if you guys saw this picture, all right? It doesn't have to be what people think it is, okay? It could be what it just might be, which is a shadow. But his wife is holding that Bible. She had that hat on. You couldn't really see her face. You could only see like the lower part of her face. She's standing there with the Bibles in her hand, and the hand that's holding that Bible is black.
Black, yeah. From underneath, yep.
And the thing
I
is,
caught that.
you could say, yeah, it's a shadow, but what's weird about it is the fingernails.
Yeah, I wanted the shadow, man.
The fingernails on that hand, dude, it looks a little funny to me, man. I gotta say. And I don't know. There is a group called the Black Hand. So I can maybe dig something on that up a little bit later. But what did you think about that moment, Bruce and you guys? Now
I don't know anything about. I didn't watch it, man.
Yeah, no,
I watched the whole thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she was standing there holding the Bibles, and he just raised his right hand and did
you
his
couldn't
thing,
see if you were.
It's like having his fingers crossed behind his back is the way I looked at it. He's not really swearing.
Here's
I'm
the
not gonna
thing:
pull the
from the
Constitution. I didn't
angle
put my hand on the Bible. I don't have to.
from the angle that everybody was seeing it, they couldn't tell his hand wasn't on there. So
well, yeah,
you could only see it from a certain direction that his hand wasn't on there because everybody was looking at him from the other side. So when he was holding his hand up, you couldn't see it the other side of him. But
well,
even if
his thing was I just forgot to do it, which I'm not so sure I buy, but maybe he did. Maybe he's just caught up in the moment and just didn't think about it or something silly like that.
Well,
that's possible too, because sometimes he does do a few dim-witted things.
The Jews don't like the New Testament, man.
Well, that's true too.
So I'm just saying he might not have put his hand on there because it's the same thing with I don't know if you guys remember the Obama situation, but when he went to swear in, he made a mistake or whatever, and they had to swear him in again in private, and it's the same kind of thing. It's like he didn't put his hand on the Bible.
Well, legally you don't
put his hand on the Quran.
That's just kind of a symbolism thing that people do to swear the truth, the whole truth or whatever. Like even in a court of law, you don't have to put your hand on the Bible to be sworn in if you don't want to.
All right.
It's a customary thing, but it's not a legal requirement.
Hang on a second. Let me dig some of this shit up. I got a couple things here I wanted to run by you guys. Hold on a second. Listen to this guy here. This is the World Economic Forum, and this gonna dovetail into some of this other stuff that we're gonna be talking about tonight, which is Operation Stargate. Obviously, we're not gonna let that one go by. But here is take a listen to this.
I propose putting an end to anonymity on social media. In our countries, no one can walk the streets with a mask on their face or drive a car without a license plate. No one can send packages without showing an ID or buy a hunting weapon without giving their name. And yet, We are allowing people to roam freely on social networks without linking their profiles to a real identity. This paving the way for misinformation.
And let's stop it there for a second. So this is a discussion going on at the World Economic Forum. That's the Spanish PM, Pedro Sanchez. He's calling.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He's Trudeauing Spain.
Yeah, Roe is in Spain right now. Did you know that? Roe boned out.
Catalonia.
Roe
Yeah,
boned
Catalonia.
out to Spain about 3 months ago. Do you know that, Bruce?
Who did?
Roe.
Mr. Roe.
Mr. Roe's living in Spain.
Oh no, he's in the Maldives, isn't he?
I don't know if he went there yet, but he was last time we talked to him. He was in Spain.
Oh, okay, good for him.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's good.
I hope he speaks Spanish.
Yes, he does.
I think he speaks 7 languages, dude. No, I don't know.
Blend out the crowd.
No, but listen, this is important, man, because I'm telling you right now, man, Big Daddy Kane over there that's giving everybody the candy, you know? Everybody's getting the candy. It's all the shit that everybody wanted. It's all coming true right now. In a little while, I'm gonna say I think this ID thing is gonna happen, man. Because once they start going full bore on getting rid of quote unquote immigrants, they're gonna want to know who everybody is, and so all the people that are so happy about the new policies, the immigration policies, I think those people will just go on right on down there and get their ID, won't they? Because they want to make sure that everybody knows they're a citizen. I mean, you don't want to be walking around not being a citizen.
Made this year, right? It's still the real ID thing takes effect, right? So I'm sure that's the plan is to roll this out with it, do it all.
Yeah,
at once.
but this is beyond the real ID.
Of course it is. I'm saying to roll it all at once, though, to make this the ID, the blockchain authenticated ID that everyone will have to have.
Right. This is the dark MAGA transition team shit.
Yeah.
This is what that whole background of JD Vance and Peter Thiel and now this
Elon.
guy, yeah, Ellison now. And now these guys are all coming over there. Yeah, we're going to help you. We're going to build you a smart city. You know, smart city time, son. And here,
Can I ask Epic a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Epic, what do you make of the Steve Bannon meltdown? Like, just like the most vocal critic on the internet now of the Trump cabinet.
He was in on all this. That's what I'm not quite putting together if it's fake or if he's legitimately pissed off, because I mean he was in on this whole thing. He was with Cambridge Analytica, right? He knows he's the guy who put this all together originally. So is because they took his thunder basically, or is he just playing a role? Because he does do that. I mean, he's been a CIA guy for a long time.
He spent some time in the pen, man. All right, listen. Back to what we were saying here about this ID. Now here.
Finally complete. The biometric entry-exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately. For years, Congress has required biometric entry-exit visa tracking systems, but it has never been completed. The politicians are all talk, no action, never happens, never happens. Hillary Clinton, all talk. Unfortunately, when there is action, it's always the wrong decision. Do you ever notice? In my administration, we will ensure that this system is in place. And I will tell you, it will be on land, it will be on sea, it will be in air. We will have a proper tracking system.
There he is, with his tracking system.
I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Like, but I mean, I understand why a lot of people aren't. I mean, I put my name out there. I put it on books. I publish the books. I sell the books. I mean, I kind of want everything I say on social media attributed to me. This would be the greatest marketing tool ever.
But it's them knowing where you're at. So when you say something somebody doesn't like, they'll come and find you. Right? That's what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Good luck with that. They didn't make a single arrest in the raid. I told you.
I'm just saying.
This is the and now
AI surveillance will
here.
Now in the news, what they're complaining about in Costa Rica, I got to be careful about. Well, okay, I'll just say it. They're complaining that the natives are helping the narcos, and if the natives take you through the jungle, the best special forces in the world aren't going to get you.
Yeah, they will, because they got heats. They fucking to be up in the helicopter with night vision goggles or whatever. Hey, listen to this,
Jimmy. The canopy, the jungle canopy is so dense the heat sensors can't get through the foliage.
Yeah, I believe that. All right, listen to this now. Here's this. Listen.
Be part of our everyday lives in the future. During a recent Oracle Q&A, Ellison said AI will soon play a major role in monitoring society through a vast network of interconnected cameras, including security systems, police body cams, and vehicle dash cams.
Everyone would see it. Your body cams will be transmitting that. The police will be on their best behavior because we're constantly watching and recording everything that's going on. Citizens will be on their best behavior.
Citizen, be on your best behavior.
Because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on.
Ellison's vision is for AI to analyze data from this network of cameras in real time in an attempt to prevent crime while also tracking and influencing public behavior for a safer society. However, the idea raises serious privacy concerns.
However, the idea raises some serious privacy concerns, Bruce. Epic.
Yeah.
Rio. So, but the thing is, so here's his $500 billion that he was going to put in the infrastructure to install this system here, or these smarts. This is your smart city. This is your smart city, and you're going to be using crypto. You know, look at this is all in place. This is ready to go right now. And what a better way to do it, right, Bruce? I mean, the thing is like once you know who's supposed to be here, then if there's a face on that camera that doesn't belong here, it's easy to just swoop in and snag that fucker up and throw him in a camp, you know, and get him ready to get out, right? Throw him as an immigrant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the thing is I think what people are missing on this too is because a lot of people have a hardcore prejudice against people from Mexico, for example. There's a lot of people that, you know, when you say immigrant, they think Mexico. Okay, but not all immigrants come from Mexico. So I want to paint a picture of what it might look like once these raids and this swooping of immigrants starts, and you start to see them all in one place, like in a giant holding pen down in Texas. How many acres did Texas donate to Trump for the holding pen? Rio, do you know? Anyways, it's not going to just...
I heard it was large, though.
I want people to understand what the war is going to be. Understand, the United States government is going to be rounding up people of color and throwing them in a pen. Okay?
Labor camp. Yep.
Understand what I'm saying. Okay? That ain't good. Okay? What if you don't have your ID? See? So you're going to have to go. You ain't going to want to be in that camp, do you? No. You're going to want to go down right away down to your local post office and shove your eyeball in Altman's eye hole. Now here he is, right? Here he is. He's in there too with Ellison on this whole $500 billion Project Stargate. Altman's in there, right? Now isn't Altman the guy with the eyeball machine, dude?
Sure is.
He's already got the machine. You don't think he's
not only that? He made it like the orb from Phantasm. Like right now, it's deployed in different places, but he's got it to where the idea is to have it like fly around, scanning people. You know, crazy stuff, man.
It is
like, literally
crazy.
Spread out of Half-Life.
It is crazy. But listen, we're moving into 2030, and we've been talking about this for a long time. You know, this particular thing, and lots of people have. The mark of the beast, dude. The mark of the beast. Been talking about the mark of the beast for the last 100 years or whatever. Everything that comes out, look, that Coke can, it's the mark of the beast. Watch out, barcode, mark of the beast. Credit card, mark of the beast. Everything's a mark of the beast. Well, I think the mark of the beast might actually be here. I mean, this is intense. What do you think, Bruce? I mean, I know you're over there on the mountain and everything, but
I think that the entire biblical narrative is going to play out, and I think it has absolutely nothing to do with God. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, separating the Gospels, of course, I place a high value on the words of the Christ in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Try to live it and recognize him as maybe the greatest spiritual figure to ever come to this planet, and there's no doubt about it. But that last part, Revelation, Epic's probably the best biblical scholar. Sorry, Rio's probably the best biblical scholar. When was Revelation finalized, Rio? It's like 550 AD or 600 AD, something like that?
No, it was like 200, I think.
No, I think they made massive changes in the Council of Nicaea.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
that would have been 480.
Yeah, about 510 AD, I think. And there's just something rotten about the revelation of John, right? And it, like I say to people when they get offended when I say this, I say, look, there's no denying that all the aspects of Revelation are afoot now. We're experiencing famine, pestilence. Well, not pestilence yet, but plague, war. But they're all being deliberately generated, right? And my question to people is, do you really think that God would subcontract plague out to Wuhan and the Winnipeg biolab in Canada? I mean, come on, man. This is a secret society plan. This is a Masonic Kabbalistic operation from top to bottom, man.
Well,
and so is the acquisition of the North Pole, which is what this is really about. Now, I mean, that's not to say that Greenland is not loaded with minerals, but so is Canada. Canada's probably got more of these precious minerals, and I mean, and Trudeau's been leaning towards China. I mean, and Trump is saying no, we're not bringing China into North America, and that's his same position with the Panama Canal. And you know what? I agree with him. Let China take care of the Oriental world, and let the West or the Occidental world take care of itself. That's how I feel about it.
Well, my thought on the whole is, is it happening or not? And I've said this before, is doesn't matter if it's, Revelation is, prophecy inspired by the word of God, or it's a script written by, some heathen in the 400s. Fact is, it's playing out either way.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man! You guys got to.
That's horrible, man.
You got to see.
Horrible.
You have to see this video. Here, I'll put this video in here. Skype. We talked about it last week over in China. They call him Super Trump too, don't they? I mean, he's.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. He's getting a lot of respects everywhere, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, Bruce, 3-4 weeks ago, we played some tape of some lady claiming to have had contact with Elon Musk when he was a wee lad, and some sort of a babysitter or some sort of a situation.
Yeah, I've seen it. She seems. I don't know if I would trust that.
Yeah,
it seems
she seems to me. She seems a little bit lowbrow to be leaving your Elon Musk kid with while you do whatever you do. But I mean, she didn't seem like the kind of person that a family like Musk's would have watching Musk. But
they're super elite family, man. Super elite family. We're talking all the way back before they moved to South Africa when they were in Canada. His grandfather he led the technocracy party, right?
Yeah.
They had the emerald mine in South Africa. They sent him to space camp here in America when he was a kid. They had that kind of wealth, right? Come on, man.
Hey, Rio, everybody in the chat is really chomping at the bit for you to do some reverse speech stuff.
I see that, yeah. Some of the statements of the week, what statements are we looking at here? Because I did I did start a little bit on the inauguration, but
You did Biden's exit speech too last week, but we never got to it because there wasn't really much there, right?
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot.
All right, well let's do
you know,
it.
it was a lot of it was actually incoherent mumblings.
Well, let's just let's do some of that a little bit later because Bruce is only here with us for the first hour. So unless you want to hang out, Bruce, you're welcome to hang out.
Okay.
So, but anyways, back to the Super Trump. So I don't know, man. Like I said, there's been some moments, and this World Economic Forum moment was a really big moment as far as I'm concerned. The stuff that was said. The freedom of speech thing was very prevalent over there. He was also saying, if you want to start a business, you should come to America and start it because we'll give you the lowest tax rates of any country in the world. But if your business is outside of the United States and you want to sell into it, you're going to pay. He basically said that.
But they're not going to pay. We're going to pay because the tariffs. We pay the tariffs, not them. Right.
Well,
but I mean,
that's
the tariffs would be on
that's
there
what
to
the
make it
External
more expensive.
Revenue Service is for. But we're going to pay the tariffs in the sense that shit is going to be super high priced.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, so, if TV used to cost, $600, it'll cost $1,200 or whatever. Maybe not that much. Maybe it'll cost $900. And we pay that extra $300, not China or Korea or wherever it came from.
Well,
So it's just passed on to the consumer.
We're coming up here at the top of the hour, and I want people to remember that fence that's going around us. It keeps people out, but it fucking keeps you in too. So
Panopticon, yeah, that's what it is.
And with it's exactly exactamundo panopticon on the company store. This is and how I think. Listen, here's another one. Another Trump feather in Trump's cap. Interest rates on credit cards can't be more than 10%.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like a jubilee.
Wow.
I know. Well, I don't know. Like I said, there's so much shit flying around, it's literally impossible not to get some on you. And this is Revolution Radio, fully listener supported. Come on down, become supporters. It's the Independent Broadcast Network. We're hearing that there's problems over on the Revolution Radio website, and the stream keeps going down over there. And I don't know what's going on over on TalkStream. Maybe you guys can bunch over to TalkStream and see what that's doing and see if, it's still playing over there. Anyways, if you can't find it there, it's Into the Microcosm, Jimmy Jean on YouTube. You can also find us on the Independent Broadcast Network on TalkStream Live. We down in the lower pages, that's down towards the end. But anyway, go ahead.
The clearest sign that we're in for a super wild ride is, the world's become so weird that even David Lynch checked out.
I know. I saw that. And you know what else, man? I want everybody also to just think about this a little bit. Yeah, Michael Oliaka is saying that the stream's down over on Rev Radio. All right, well, we're still here. TalkStream Live is working, is what they're saying. Maybe it's the Rev Radio website. I don't know. I have problems when I'm listening sometimes, too, over there. It's down on TalkStream, Michael saying. All right, well, we're still live on the Independent Broadcast Network. So, I don't know, maybe Rio, maybe you can go over there in the chat and see if you can get some, I'll see what I can send a message to somebody and see what's going on.
They are aware that the stream is down.
Oh, they are? Yeah. Okay. All right, here, let's finish up with this dude here, man. Let's finish up with this.
Hate speech and cyber harassment, because it is facilitating the use of bots.
I was about to say, have you ever seen such a group of billionaires all getting together? Man, if this ain't Metropolis, dude, I mean, come on. They're putting a fence around you and there's a bunch of billionaires up there. Gonna put cameras everywhere to keep them citizens. Hey, citizens.
Yeah, they're not going to be using them. They're not going to have, they have them outside their ivory towers, but inside they won't have the biometric tracking.
Because we're constantly watching and recording everything that's going on. Citizens will be on their best behavior because
citizen, you best be on your best. Right? You best be on your best behavior, citizen. You see what I mean, citizen? You better be on your best behavior. All right, listen. I don't know if the break's even going to happen at this point, but I do know this. It's time for me to grab me a cup of coffee, and that is not proper English, but at this point, it's late. It's Friday night. It's into the microcosm. Bruce McDonald's here. Bruce, you going to stick around?
No, I got to bolt, Jimmy, as soon as you put the music on. I just wanted to give the two weird things about Canada and Costa Rica and how Trump. Yeah,
that is just absolutely crazy, man. Because I swear I was going to bring up the air support and the raids, man, that are going to happen.
Well, I will say this: what I heard is there were no apprehensions, and but they I guess they disappeared so quickly that there was a large. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say anything more. Yeah. I'm literally living like Narcos season 4.
I know, it's crazy, dude.
Keep
your head down, man.
Yeah, okay, guys.
Keep your head down, brother, and really appreciate you stopping by. There you go.
Catch you later. He's gone already.
There you go. Mine's Jimmy. It's into the microcosm. I don't hear no break.
Radio at freedomslips.com, and we'll be right back after this message.
Did you ever feel that things were not quite right? That everything was just ever so slightly askew?
Do you have, to paraphrase Morpheus, a splinter in your mind?
If you're interested in hearing the latest information about UFOs, the paranormal,
ancient cultures and structures,
monatomic elements,
longevity,
fantastic discoveries in science,
downloaded to your brain,
then tune into us. Hi, I'm Dave.
And I'm Mackie.
And we are Shiny Side Out, Sundays 2 to 4 a.m. Eastern. See you then.
Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. You don't need to expect us. We're already here.
If you're sick of the lies and ready to know thyself, to love thyself, well then tune in to the Loveolution with your hosts, Amy and John Paul, where we speak all about truth, love, and freedom every Tuesday night, 5 to 6 p.m. p.m. Eastern Time, Studio A, right here on Revolution Radio. And remember, only you can free your mind control. Be a revolutionary.
Welcome to Coffee Rants with Dan. I am the spiritual anarchist, Dan Arnold, your host. Tune in for what's really happening every Thursday. That's Thursday at 9 a.m. in Studio A on Revolution Radio. They keep us in fear to manipulate us. They want us ignorant so we're easier to enslave. They make us murder one another so they don't have to do it themselves. Only you can break their mind control by healing the contradictions within your belief systems that allow you to accept their lies in the first place. The time has come for us to remember our divinity, who we really are, to return to what we are meant to be, a service to others, to return to nature, and to reclaim our birthright, that which is freedom. The truth will sound belligerent because it is in direct opposition to lies. So get angry, because anger is sacred, and together we can unite and rise. Rise from this darkness. Humanity, assemble.
Do you love topics about history, world events, popular conspiracies, and everything under the sun, while discussing their historical context? Then welcome your host, Trinity, where no topic is off the table, truth is spoken to power, and where your voice can be heard. Here is where you can communicate openly and learn from one another, while respecting our diverse society and figuring out the truth to where we're heading. Join Trinity in a 2-hour roller coaster ride of research, comedy, and interesting content. Made with you in mind, people that matter the most. On Mondays at 12 a.m. Eastern and 11 p.m. Central, only on Revolution Radio Studio B. Be a part of a different way to hear radio.
Check in every Thursday night for the Crip Rick and Jonathan Show.
Studio A, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here at the #1 listener-supported radio station, Revolution Radio.
I want to thank everybody for listening to Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com, the one place where information never sleeps. Revolution Radio.
All right, let's show them what we got now.
All right, thanks for listening while we took that short break here at Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. And now we're going to get back to your host.
Friday night. It's into the microcosm. Hour number 2.
A magnificent golden toad. A magnificent golden toad. A magnificent golden toad. Expected Trump charging into a goblin's nest to not get some goblin vomit and slop and blood on him. I just don't want to catch him in bed with a goblin. But if he's in there rolling around hacking him up and he's got a goblin guide, you know, taking him into the cave, I'm not expecting him to not get dirty, especially up to his ankles. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, having political succubus with goblins. I don't want to see him ingratiating goblins.
It's the Independent Broadcast Network. There goes King Buffalo. It's Revolution Radio. Apparently everything's been squared away, so to speak. Hey, Rock and Rio, Epic Journeyman, if I say squared away, does that mean I'm a Mason?
It might have in the past.
You never know.
Yeah, it might have in the past, actually.
I know.
Yeah.
What about
you
when-
might get tapped for that knowledge of yours there?
What about when circle gets to square?
I know. Hey, did you see they're coming out with the new Hollywood squares, man?
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I didn't see what the
Are they
theme
bringing
was,
back?
but
Are they bringing back Shadow Stevens?
I don't know.
They'll have the AI Paul in. Right?
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, exactly. The AI Paul in. Well, it looks like we're the only. Steve Bannon is beating us right now, but right now it's John.
Oh, can't have that, man. Can't have that.
It's John B. Wells, George Norrie, Steve Bannon, and Revolution Radio. We'll see what happens in a few minutes. We'll probably drop down to number 10, but go on over there to TalkStream Live, everybody, and click on Revolution Radio icon and keep us in the mix. Here, I want to go back to this, man. Let's go back to this. Let's go back. How far back we're going to go? Not too far back. Not way back. But we're going to go back a little bit. I want to go here to this here, this clip.
I propose putting an end to anonymity on social media. In our countries, no one can walk the streets with a mask on their face or drive a car without a license plate. No one can send packages without showing an ID or buy a hunting weapon without giving their name.
You talking to me?
Uh-huh.
I don't see anybody else in here. You must be talking to me.
Well, who the hell else are you talking? You talking to me?
You talking to me, man? I don't see.
You know what's funny about that quote about the masks? Actually,
I know.
Is it harkens back? First of all, we're thinking about it in the wrong context. We're thinking about everybody probably is. Oh yeah, how can you say that so close to the pandemic where we had to wear masks? That's not what he's talking about. He's talking about this is how elite they are, right? He's talking about the Venetian masks, the Harlequin masks that they used to wear when they had masquerade in the elite of the day, the merchant class that ran the world back then through Venice and through Amsterdam and all that stuff, right? Back then, but particularly in Venice, right? The aristocrats used to wear the mask, and so did the other people, and that's how the elites got to go, get their hands dirty and some other things dirty along the way with the young maidens and stuff that were out there around town, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was at a certain point, the people realized they could get away with things by wearing the mask, right? Because people didn't know who they were, just the way that the elites were doing it to them, and they outlawed it. So originally it was like this festival's masquerade lasted a couple weeks, and they made it like it was all the time, right? So that's what he's referring to. It is when they
magnificent
made that. So no, you
golden
can't wear
toad.
mask anymore, right? Yeah, it's a trip, man, because that is exactly where he's coming from. He's coming from, everybody on the you talk about the wealth disparity, the class war, essentially.
They're talking about you slaves, man. They're talking about
talking about us slaves. That's exactly what he's talking about. Yeah.
Exactly. So
not him.
The
not
thing
them.
is look at just how how they tag the cattle. You know what I mean? They just come up to it and they just go and they just put a clip in their ear, put a hole right in their ear, and just have a tag hanging out. Yeah, that's what it's like. I mean, your days of being a free range human are just about over, man. Wouldn't you say? I mean, the way these guys are talking, you're going to be herded it. Look, dude, you're going to be living in one of these 15-minute cities, bro.
No, it's a great thing.
No,
we are, but you guys, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. It's going to be totally like Logan's Run. It's going to be great.
No, I am saying you, brother, are living in a 15-minute city on Maui. And the dude, and the dude is right across the street from you. Just said
He is right across the channel from me. He is, man. It's a trip, man.
Okay, so now are you ready for this? Because he's going to come in. They just said they got what? Who was it? Rio? Was it Saudi Arabia that ponied up 500 million? 500 billion. I mean, $500 billion. Okay, $500 billion worth of infrastructure is what they're talking about. How much is going to be allocated over there? to you guys. What is the Epic Journeyman? Real quick, search it up, man, if you don't, because you probably don't know. But what is the construction budget coming up for this 15-minute city that they're putting in on the old Maui? Because there's money out. Yeah. There's money allocated to it, because I heard the governor was talking about it, like, after it happened. They said, "Well, don't worry, man, because we're going to get this money and we're going to come in here."
Before I go MI for a while looking it up, what I'll say is I have to point out, I mentioned one of the other shows. I'm going to bring it up again because we're talking about Ellison owning Lanai, 98%, but basically the whole island. He has this freaking underground base, dude, on the backside of Lanai, opposite. You can't see it from Maui. It's on the backside. You have to be in a boat to see it. And it's freaking huge. It looks like Cheyenne Mountain, man. There's excavators going in, all that stuff. It's like something straight out of The Incredibles, or Dr. Evil's Lair, or some Bond movie.
They're building it right now.
What the hell is he putting in there?
They're building it right now, is what you're telling me. The cranes are up right now.
They're building it right under your nose, aren't they?
In Lanai, yeah. Because I'm looking at the size of that opening that tunnel. I mean, I don't know how far back it goes. It might only go back 10 feet for all I know, but what you can see, well, more than that, because the equipment goes in there. But it looks like Cheyenne Mountain, dude. It does. For all I know, they're excavating right underneath that channel. That channel is 300 feet deep. They could be right under there, going straight into under the island, popping out in Maui. For all I know, or anywhere else, they could be building a whole network of tunnels. That's my sci-fi version of it. But it's big, man. It is big, and it's he's been doing that for God knows how long, and nobody's ever brought it up. There's no pictures of it on the internet or anything. You can't find it.
Snuckerberg did the same thing.
With
Snuckerberg built a bunker over there.
Kauai, yep.
How come everybody's building bunkers over there in Hawaii? What is? I wonder what's going to be special about that place. Because when the shit hits the fan in America, when everybody's running, people are scared to put their kids on the bus. Yairo was in here earlier, and he was from Salinas, and he was saying there's a shitload of military helicopters going off over there, down in Salinas, over here where I live. Like I say, Salinas is about, I'd say about 30 miles from my house, where I live. It's like difference between where I live and Salinas is like night and day. It's just not, it's 30 miles, but it's 30 long miles, and there's mountains in between it. But the point being is that is a hardcore area. It always has been, and there's a lot of gangs there, and there's just in general, because of the local employment situation with working in these migrant workers that come through to work on the fields, and none of those people were showing up for work last week, just as an added thing that's going on. So no one's picking vegetables, is what I'm saying. And so if you don't pick them, what happens to them? They rot on the fucking ground. So there's another shot at our food supply. Right there. I don't think people can conceive of this situation. I brought this up before. I'll bring it up right now just because of this discussion about these policies. And I was doing this. I was doing some upgrading of some systems, and I was in a store, and the bookkeeper / manager of the store was telling me how she was talking about when the situation was going on and things were being closed and all this, and she was on unemployment, and she was saying that her father had worked in the fields his whole life for like 25 years in the fields picking stuff, and that she was born here, and then she made her way up, and she went to college or whatever. She was working at this large grocery store as a manager, and she said that when she got laid off, she didn't even collect unemployment. She went down there and worked in the fields because that's the kind of pride that she had. Like, she didn't want to take any unemployment. She would have rather gone and work in the fields than take unemployment. So I think, this is just one case, but it's like another case where somebody throws up a thing where the guy's a murdering gang member with tattoos on his face or whatever. So every situation is different, and it's not a blanket situation. And people, they're already trying to overturn this, right to citizenship if you were born here. And so
it's in the Constitution. They can't do it.
Right.
So they have a constitutional convention and overturn the amendment or rewrite the amendment. So that's probably not going to happen. You never know, though. You never know.
It's like I'm
I don't think so.
You know, you're starting to feel like I'm a stranger in a strange land, because I think we have now arrived at we're at the doorstep of the New World Order. And unless your ID badge is the right kind, you're not getting in.
Oh, that's exactly what Ellison's saying. That's not even up for debate. That's exactly what he's telling you. You're in the panopticon, and you're going to be in your best behavior because you're being watched everywhere you go. And like, it's a good thing. Like, this is a Black Mirror episode brought into reality, and we've all knew it was coming, but the way they're promoting it, like, oh yeah, it's going to be great. No, it's not going to be great, and they're not going to be part of it. That's the whole thing. They got their bunkers, you know what I mean? They're not going to be part of it. They got their subterranean little train shuttle going back and forth between the islands of New Zealand or whatever, you know.
Because I was trying to, you know, sort of, you know, if I was writing a fiction book, the scenario seems a bit precarious, because it seems like a lot of people in a lot of different places, all of a sudden, there's going to be military guys coming in with machine guns. You know, you're just sleeping, man. All of a sudden, boom, boom, you know, this fucking door gets kicked in. How many times has the door got kicked in, somebody's dog got killed, and it wasn't even the right person? You know, what if somebody comes kicking your door, dragging your ass out of there? How are you going to prove you're not somebody from somewhere else? You got any ID, man? Let me see your
that
ID,
happened to my
man.
sister. They shot her dogs. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, crazy, right? I mean, wrong house, basically. They live in the boonies in Southern California.
Here's the thing, too. Here's the thing, though. Let's admit it. Everybody's been crying for this. Everybody wants it. Everybody wants law and order. Who doesn't want law and order? You know, you're not against drunk driving, are you, Epic? You know what I mean? So, I mean, who doesn't want law and order? But at what point does it become a little bit, I don't know.
It's all double speak, right? It's all straight out of the script from 1984. I mean.
Number 8, we will finally complete the biometric entry-exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately. For years, Congress has required biometric entry-exit visa tracking systems, but it has never been completed. The politicians are all talk, no
Dash
action.
cams.
Everyone would see it. Your body cams will be transmitting that. The police will be on their best behavior, because we're constantly watching and recording everything that's going on. Citizens will be on their best behavior, because we're constantly recording.
Citizen, you better be on your best behavior, or Big Brother will have to come and lay a smackdown on your ass. Better be good. Better be good.
You might as well just say peasants, right? It's like the new word for peasants. Citizens. Peasants. You know? Yeah. Your feudal lords are reigning over us. Our techno-feudalistic future is upon us.
As the prisoner sat chained to the floor, he thought to himself, when we saw the fences going up, we thought it was to keep people out. Never did we realize it was to keep us in.
Yeah. Well, you know, they've already tested that in Europe, the geofencing based on your location. So, you know, it's it may not be far off for us either, you know. Hey, you know, you can't drive that many miles to work because you use too much gas. You have to be green.
They try to do that to us, you know, at my work. Actually, use geofencing, the signing it out, checking it out for lunch and all that kind of stuff. Thank God it didn't work. We got off of it. Yeah, but it's horrific, right? I mean, no, you know, you're like a gazelle in the Serengeti.
Well,
tracked, but,
Epic,
you know.
you drove too many miles for personal time this week, so you won't be allowed to go to work on Monday. You know, because
right.
you've spent your mileage allotment over the weekend.
Yeah, so no longer, you know, will you be able to, you know, be anonymous. So no more anonymous. That's the way that goes. Now, I didn't finish playing this video earlier. All right, I only went partway through it, and I want to finish it now here in the second hour. It's Revolution Radio. It's the Independent Broadcast Network. Still number 6 on TalkStream Live, and good to be back on TalkStream Live, by the way. All right, let's finish this up here, citizen. Best be on your best behavior.
Reporting everything
We have to lay a smackdown on your ass.
that's going on.
Ellison's vision is for AI to analyze data from this network of cameras in real time in an attempt to prevent crime while also tracking and influencing public behavior for a safer society. However, the idea raises serious privacy concerns. Behavior for a safer society. Also tracking and influencing public behavior for
influencing public behavior.
Yeah, that means the traffic cameras will write you tickets so you can't speed anymore on the highway.
Or just slow your car down, right? Because you're all linked to the network.
It'll slow you down because you're all linked to the network. But they can't do that for everybody until they get rid of all the old school cars, right? Which New York is happening to be leading the way on. By the way, they've said, I think it's in a couple years that they're going to get rid of classic cars without, or they're going to severely restrict them.
They already passed that here.
Did they?
Yeah.
A safer society. However, the idea raises serious privacy concerns. Critics argue it could lead to a surveillance state with constant monitoring infringing on personal privacy rights.
It could lead to... Are they kidding? Is this just a way to produce something to just ask a stupid question? Like, why aren't they asking the question to him? Why aren't they saying... He just sits there spouting their shit out. Oh, I'm sitting here on my chair making declarations about the way the future is going to be because I am the great Ellison. I've come from nothing. And here I am now. You will do what I say because I see you. Epic Journeyman, I see you right now. Put your pants back on.
Damn it.
Sitting around there.
That whole segment with the supposed reporter telling the story, I don't recognize her voice. How do we not know she's just not an AI created? The whole thing's created by AI to promote his whole vision of the future in a positive light to make us think that this is like, it's a hip news story. And they're reporting about it. Like they're into it. I must be into it too. It must be great.
While others say it could help solve crimes faster and provide transparency to...
It could help solve crimes faster. Well, listen, man, here's the thing. Let me just tell you about this, about cameras and crime, all right? Cameras don't do shit to help you not get robbed or killed. All they do is provide evidence later for the investigation. But what is the value of a human life in this new society? I mean, if you lose one of the serfs, who cares, There's always fights in the prison yard, isn't there? There's always people getting skanked or whatever, ganked, shanked. What happened to Bob? He got shanked. What happened to Bill? He got ganked. Fuck. Well, good thing we got him on tape.
Citizens in cases of excessive force from law enforcement.
We're going to have supervision. In other words, every police officer is going to be supervised at all times.
Why even have the police officers? Why don't you just have some of these fucking robots run around? It's just walking down the street all calm. You're used to seeing them there. They're all calm. They're just walking. And all of a sudden, one just swings around and grabs you by the throat, Rio, just choking the shit out of you. You don't look good, dude. Go ahead.
Well, Jimmy, you got to think about it, though. If they supervise all the citizens, then there'll have to be less police officers, right?
Yeah,
because
he's talking about...
There'll be less crime going on.
He's talking about the police officers as another serf who he sends into the soup of disgruntled citizens to make them be good, or hit you with a stick. You better be good, or we're gonna hit you with a stick.
Exactly.
It'll be like Progressive Insurance, right? Instead of having the camera in your car to get a couple dollars off your monthly insurance fee, what they'll do is just wear the collar, the shock collar. You'll get more social credit karma scores, and they'll just shock you if you step out of line. But you agree to do it, so they'll give you like a 10-point boost a month every time you wear it.
Ellison's proposal highlights a growing trend among tech giants to harness AI for societal influence, which may significantly reshape our lives in the coming years. For more unbiased...
We're going to build the biggest computer in the world. That's what he said. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can find a clip from this Stargate situation. Rio, you want to give out the phone number in case people want to call in?
Yeah, it's 718-618-9905.
Now, here's something that's really funny to me. So first of all, it's been sort of like people were calling it a bromance. People were calling Elon Trump's wife or whatever. And they were doing this whole thing. Elon was staying down at Mar-a-Lago for like a month in one of the bungalows or whatever. He was there every day. But then all of a sudden, here comes Trump, and he cheats on Elon with Elon's worst enemy, Sam Altman. Right? Doesn't Elon hate Sam Altman? Isn't Elon in a lawsuit with Sam Altman?
They worked together, you know. They developed OpenAI together
Right.
on Reddit. Reddit was what trained OpenAI. And they were doing it way back in 2015, 2016, maybe even before that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it got developed in the first place, was studying all the conversations people had on Reddit to make it sound more realistic and think more like a person. For all I know, it's still doing it, right? But that was a big thing back then. That was back, they both had it back then. Somehow it became Altman's along the way.
Well, from what
But
I
yeah, they were both
understand,
involved.
the rumor around Silicon Valley is these guys don't like each other.
No.
Well, I can
So-
imagine they don't.
So, but anyhow, anywho,
taking place right here in America. As you know, there's great competition for AI and other things, and they're coming in at the highest level. We're joined by Oracle Executive Chairman Larry Ellison, SoftBank CEO, my friend Masa Yoshi-san, and CEO of OpenAI, and I would say by far the leading expert based on everything I read, Sam Altman. So that's great that you're coming in together. That's a massive group of talent and money.
massive group of talent and money, dude. That is some serious people with some serious power right there. And now,
yeah,
go ahead.
Totally. No, I was gonna say. I mean, that's like if you were gonna think of the worst possible fast track to put us in the what people want to call the beast system or the panopticon or whatever. This is it, right? I mean, this is it, right? I mean, it's total free reign with the money and the investment and the brains and the talent behind it to implement it. And yeah, it's going to happen. And it's now supposedly Elon's out there saying that they only have 10 billion invested so far. It's like there's a whole infighting, call it a cat fight or whatever thing going on with them.
Have you seen the apparatus for Google's quantum computer? Have you seen it? Have you seen a picture of
the
it?
chamber or the
with the whole thing, the whole machine that's in there.
No, I haven't seen the whole thing.
Yeah, well, they're gonna build something like that, only bigger. I mean, think about the power of that machine. Just the ability to solve a problem in a millisecond that it would take every computer and all the silicon on Earth to build more computers, and that still would never solve the problem. And they could do it in a millisecond. So, I mean, where are we going to stand? How can you think, and this moment, we know for sure because Altman has come out recently and said that they had AGI. Okay?
Yeah.
So
they didn't think they'd have at least for another 50 years back in the day, right?
Right.
Even though Elon did say it would happen by 2030, and so did 2045 was what's his face?
Well,
from
when
Google.
you have AI to tell you how to create AGI, it's a lot easier and it happens a lot faster. And so now here he is standing here. And if that's the case, whoever gets there first is going to be there. And no one can ever catch you from that point forward, right? Isn't that like
No, it's over. I mean, it's over. Yeah, once there's a general artificial intelligence, it has access to the other ones that are out there. Let's absorb them. You know what I mean? There's
it's
that's it.
It's self-replicating too.
Yeah, right.
And so the thing is how will you ever, as a human being, we all have different amounts of IQ, wouldn't you say? Everybody's got a different IQ. No one's sitting here with all the same IQ.
No.
Okay.
And how do you check it? How do you check if they're lying to you? This AI is lying to you.
Hold on a
How do
second.
you know?
Let me finish my thought before you jump
sorry
in.
about that.
So I'm saying we all have a different IQ. We all understand things differently. Every single person understands something in a different way. No one sees shit the same. If we all saw a car accident, the three of us would see different shit. But the AI is different because it's one mind, one thing that's got an IQ that's 1,500 times more powerful than any single human being. Whoever was the smartest person on Earth could not even tie the shoes of that. There's no way to, once it gets to that, who is going to compete with that? What do they say? Who can go against the beast? What's that quote?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, who can?
Who is like the beast? Who is like the beast? That's
who can go against the beast? Nobody. Because because once everything is connected to this, man, the doors shut, the lights turn off, your car doesn't start. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Once it gets to a point where something is out of your control, out of our collective control as a civilization, and it is in control of everything that puts our civilization into a modern society, we're in deep shit. Because then you're under complete and total dictation. There is the supreme dictator of all time. It's Hitler times 1,500.
Yeah, I think of Team America, right? With the computer, right? Anyway, yeah. The thing is, it only takes a generation, not even a whole generation, like maybe only 20 years of that being the norm, of the doors opening for you, access being granted, you being scanned, hands free, everything. You just, nothing's going to break your stride. You can do whatever you want to do, and then your work starts getting guided. You're okay with that because it's giving the best options for you anyway, because it knows you better than you do. And then after a certain amount of time, and then the new generation is being born into that, nobody will know what it's like to have ever been free. You know what I mean? And the few that do will be either gone or will be absorbed into it. They'll be part of it. They'll be with the program. They'll be in it, So
just think of since 9/11. Nobody knows what it's like to be like free like we were before 9/11. And even that wasn't
walk
really
with your family into the terminal with them, wave them off at the terminal as they're getting on the plane, or meet them at the terminal inside.
Getting frisked to take your shoes off like a prisoner, making you take your shoes off is almost the same as making you shave your head.
It is.
It's pretty much the same. And then if that's not good enough, slave, and there's even more reason to suspect you for some reason, like I wave this weird little wand over your hand and it turns blue instead of green. Now I'm going to make you go over there and bend over inside that room over there and take your clothes off. Either that or you're going to let me blast you with this radiation until we can see what's inside of your ass. Maybe you got something up your butt.
Yeah.
I think you're sneaking something up your butt. You better go over here.
Well, I mean, they do that now when you get in the airport.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
So.
That's what I'm saying. This is common. Generation Z, man, they're ready to go and bend over right now because, it's always been like that.
Let me bend over so I can take your temperature, Jimmy.
No, not taking my temperature, buddy.
Well, not me, but you know what I'm saying.
The Musk bot that's going to be doing all the TSA stuff in the future for $24,000.
Yeah.
That's the thing. These things, they're saying 40,000 originally, and let's just go with that. Let's not even go to 24,000, which is super cheap. Why would you ever hire somebody ever again for manual labor, ever, for anything? That's a year's salary, for a low paid salary for a worker that, you just use it till it breaks down, or pay the service contract and just get it fixed when it breaks.
Well,
I mean, if you could get 5 years out of it for $25,000, say, right?
Dude, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
It's $5,000.
Why pay a worker 40 or 50 when you can get away with 5 years at 25?
It's $5,000 for 2,000 hours. 2,000 hours a year is what people work on a full-time year.
Right. So not only that, but that thing can work 24/7.
Genetics. What can it mean? The ability to perfect the physical and mental characteristics of every unborn child.
The ability of genetic engineering to choose the genes.
In the society,
in the not-too-distant future, our DNA will determine everything about us. A minute drop of blood, saliva, or a single hair determines where you can work, who you should marry, what you're capable of achieving. In a society where success is determined by science, divided by the standards of perfection, one man's only chance
How do you expect to pull this off? I don't know exactly.
is to hide his own identity
This is the last day that you're going to be you and I'm going to be me.
by borrowing someone else's.
Congratulations. What about the interview? That was it.
Do you think you'd be doing what you're doing if it wasn't for...
Rio, give out that number.
718-618-9905.
Revolution Radio. Citizen, you better be on your best behavior.
A magnificent golden code. Is a magnificent golden code. Screw Trump. Trump perfect? Obviously not. Is he an egomaniac? Will turn into a Napoleon Bonaparte? I hope not. Magnificent golden code. Screw Trump. Trump perfect? Obviously not. Is he an egomaniac?
All right, 718-618-9905 is the number to call if you want to reach out to Into the Microcosm tonight. We're talking about the new Stargate Project. Believe it or not. Hey, let's think up a name for this thing. What are we going to call it? Well, I don't know. People really like that Stargate show. Why don't we call it Stargate?
There's a problem with it, isn't there? Because there's already something else called Project Stargate. It changed its name to Stargate Project, or Project Stargate was the original name, and it's from 1977, going to the Gulf War, basically 1995. The remote viewing program CIA ran.
Well, maybe they were stupid and they're not as smart as they thought.
Or they did it on purpose.
No,
right?
I'm saying maybe they're not as smart as they thought. Hey, Doug, what's going on? They're not as smart as they thought. And they forgot to go to GoDaddy and register Stargate.com. Why don't you go over there right now and see if you can get it? Just real quick. I mean, it might be one of those things, like the lottery. Go check it out, man. Stargate.com.
Oh, but it might be available for, $250,000 or something.
Woohoo! Amber in the chat. Doug's in the chat. Cax in the chat. Fingerman. Penelope's in the chat. Epic Journeyman's over there. What the hell's going on over there? Who else over there? Karen's over there. Brent's over there. If you want to come over there, come on over. Into the Microcosm. Jimmy G. Nothing as it seems is over there. I see Belinda's over there. What's up, everybody? Good to see Flippy. What's happening, everybody? Good to see you there. Go on over there if you want to be.
It links to an AI website.
Does it?
Probably not the Stargate you were looking for. AI can be full of unexpected results. Is your infrastructure ready for it? Go boldly with Zayo.
Is that what it says?
The,
Somebody else had it already.
Yeah. Yep. They got it already. It's just a single page.
No, I mean they had it. They had it before the government named it. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? They're just like, forget it. We'll get that. Don't worry about it. Somebody's already calling the guy, hey, Bob.
Yeah, I'm sure they are, because there's no links or anything. It's just that's the page. So it has a page loading, nothing's loading right after that.
Amber was the one who brought up the parallel between Reagan hostage situation and Carter going out, and the similarities between the Biden going out and the hostages over in.
Well, yeah, they paid them. They paid. They worked a deal with the Iranians to hold on to the hostages until Reagan came in. That's well established now. We know that. It's not even up for debate. So, I mean, the same thing here. I mean, that's been negotiated since May, that hostage deal. You know, it was already the same exact thing, same exact, premise and things they had to achieve on both sides was already negotiated. They just waited to the last minute. But there was some, I'm sure there was some impetus put on it by Trump saying it's going to go badly if you don't go. If you don't, you better get done before I come in or whatever, right? I'm sure that helped. But yeah, same thing though. I mean, it's all just a facade and a charade, and it's terrible because it was all about this. It's all about this Project Stargate thing. It really is. This is what they've been after for a long time. Not we always say they, but really, this is the old. They're thinking of this thousands of years ago. They're hoping to have a day when this could be achieved, right? And they're almost on it. They almost have it. Almost.
I know. It's so close. So close. Yet.
I like to think something will happen. Something will happen. It'll throw a wrench in the system. It always does.
Well,
until
I
the
don't
last
know,
time
man.
it doesn't.
I don't know, man. There's some there. I'm seeing this material about Mars and 30 degrees lunar, and it's a bit troubling because what it's saying is coming up here between June 4th, I think. I'll have to look. I'll look right now after I get done kind of laying it out. June to September 4th. And between that time, Mars will be in a certain position. And that position that it's been in just about every single event that's happened recently, including 9/11, these type of events, they all happen when this particular thing happens. This Mars scenario. And so what the person is putting out in their papers is that, and there's a few of them, is that during this period of time, the economy is going to crash completely. And the new currency that comes out will be this Mars currency. That's going to come out.
Is Elon going to have a Mars coin next, do you think?
Well, when I first saw this information, the first thing that came to my mind was, to be on the lookout for some Mars coin that comes out. But I sent you this Rio. So let me go to our conversation, normal conversation here, and get this. And I'll go through some of this with you. With us here tonight, and then I'll put the link. I'll put the link in. So yeah, thanks, Amber. So here it is. The mark of the beast is now set to enter the U.S. financial system in 2025. Instructions for the distribution of Mars redbacks. This is Anthony Moore that put this together. Anthony Moore. And Anthony of Boston is his other name in parentheses. Now I'm going to give you the link in the chat over here on YouTube. And Rio, if you want to post the link over in Revolution Radio, you can. There's that. All right, so I'm going to give you this synopsis here. So hang on a second. Let me open up the full PDF. Hold on while they log me in. All right, let me see if I can get this shit up on the screen. All right, there it is. It's on the screen here on YouTube. You can come over here. All right, stand by. Let me get it small so you guys can... It's time to get small, Rio. Real small. We're about to find out about the mark of the beast. All right, so here. During the financial crisis that will occur while Mars is within 30 degrees of the lunar node, a new banking system to be enacted. The next time Mars is within 30 degrees of the lunar node is between June 5th and September 4th. Please note this initiative is applicable to all Mars within 30 degrees of lunar node periods. The original issuance of the Mars Redback will start from Amazon and metastasize, and that's as far as it goes. So it said download the full PDF, and it only has a half of a paragraph. And let me see. I guess the only way to do it is to download the PDF. I'm reluctant.
This is September 18th. It's like always September 18th, right?
No, it's September 4th. I'm reluctant to download this, man. But I'm going to because this is a respected website. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. This is academia.edu, just for your own perusal. They're waiting. I'm waiting for them to log me in. In the meantime, what's that phone number, Rio? Give it out.
718-618-9905.
Right. All right, so here. Let me see if I can find some of these other things that have happened when this particular astronomical scenario is set up. Let's see if I can find anything. Yeah. Looks like my internet's is all down all of a sudden. Still waiting for me to log in. See? Still. And now my other internet is down out here too.
Well, you're still live, so it isn't critical yet.
Yeah, 718-618-9905 is the number to call if you want to get a hold of us. All right, so while we wait for this, I can't. I'm almost feeling like I need to just.
It's got the hypnosis little spinning wheel there going. Right.
Yeah. All right, so here. The original issuer, Anthony of Boston, identifies Mars 6 as in accordance with the Mars 360 religions and the social system. Look this up, Mars 360 religious and social system. Look that up real quick, somebody, one of you guys, while I read this. Hereby authorizes notes to be distributed and used for commercial activity in the event of inflationary crisis, bank run, or stock market crash occurring while Mars is within 30 degrees of a lunar node. So, says Mars 6. So the original issuance of Mars Redbacks will start from Amazon and metastasize throughout the financial system on a first-come, first-served basis. Sub-distributors will procure Redbacks in a book form for the original issuer. So apparently, this is sounding like some sort of a crypto, because if it's book and you get the original book, but you can issue from that book. Here.
Yeah, it's by that guy. The Mars 360 Social System is a book by that Anthony Boston guy.
Is it?
It's on Amazon, yeah.
All right. So he's got a bunch of other stuff up here. Here, let me get back over to the screen so you guys can see this. So, I mean, he's basically showing what's going on. Now, there's other articles related to this. He's got about 5 or 6 of these up. It says, once the redback becomes a dominant currency, the legal tender status of the United States is to be revoked. United States dollar. With the U.S. Constitution officially suspended, the Mars 360 religious and social system will be declared as the official doctrine of the land, becoming the foundation of future legislation. All legislation thereafter will be required to operate within the parameters of Mars 360. The statue of Amorous is assembled and erected on Capitol Hill, becoming the central hub of worship for America's new state religion, Mars 360. Now,
he's saying that it comes from Greece and Rome, ancient system of Greece and Rome, and that it's a social system where people are ruled by the planet Mars in their lives,
Right.
and it directs their character, personality, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't you think it's funny that this the whole Mars connection with Elon Musk?
Well, yeah, no, that's exactly where I was going with it. Exactly.
Well, I find it interesting that the name Elon in that comic book, an Elon was like the president of the world. And so Elon Musk and this Mars 360 thing is starting to look a little weird.
A little dicey, a little intentional.
Yeah, there's a bunch more of these. I have to, I mean, I can't, I have to like jump on my iPad to find some of these other ones that he's got that are all related to this, but I can't talk to you guys, hold my mic, and get ready for the break.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through reading what we're talking about, all the different things. I'm trying to find things that aren't related to him, this author.
Yeah.
There's Reddit posts and things like that, and Facebook, all that stuff, but they all refers back to him.
Yeah.
So.
No worries. Well, we'll see what happens, man. I mean, maybe we could send this guy an email and get him on the show.
Come on the show.
Get him on the show. Actually, I'm clicking on his name right now. Let me see what I get. That thing has only got 46 views. So, uploaded papers, memoranda, institutional investors, remote viewing of a document circulating in Iranian diplomatic channels, remote viewing of a Russian document approving a multinational military operation, a memorandum of the United States Department concerning the immigration or imminent catastrophe implosion of the United States and the collapse of its allies between June and September 2025. I'm clicking on that. I'm clicking on that.
You just reminded me of something. I read that book, Project Stargate, actually, by one of the guys who's in that a while back. And the thing is, he was talking about, like, they had all kinds of things. They had tarot card readers and witchcraft. There's all kinds of different occult things originally, but it focused on the remote viewers eventually. And one of the first things they sent everybody to do, and when they started learning to do remote viewing, they gave coordinates, and it was like this crane in the shipyard. That was a place on the Earth, on the planet. And the next thing they did is they sent them to Mars. They sent every single one of those remote viewers, they sent them to Mars. That's actually kind of interesting now that I think about it. Like, there's a tie-in back to Mars again and in remote viewing in Operation Stargate or Project Stargate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They all went to the jump room, right?
They put them in the chair and they gave them this rope. It was trippy too because they wrote the coordinates on a
Did
piece
we?
of paper,
Did
but
not.
didn't let them see it.
And we just played that video of that girl 2 weeks ago who said she was in the same group as Elon Musk for their positions at the end of the world, and they were being trained into that
That's right.
Project Stargate. And now here comes Stargate. So I can't. I'm clicking on this thing here.
Are you still spinning there too, or no?
No. Listen to this here. Here's another one of his papers. A memorandum to institutional investors warning of a devastating stock market and economic crash to occur between June and September 2025. This writing is a warning about the economic collapse that will occur between June and September 2025. The ramifications of inflationary monetary policies conducted over the last 2 decades are now about to manifest in real time. This upcoming crash will compromise more than just the market economy. The incubation period defined by the application of hazardous monetary policies, i.e. raising the debt ceiling, incurring more debt, mismanaging inflation, the rising deficit, etc., has come to an end. Then the first major symptoms of these measures will reveal itself in a more than just a market crash. This time the crash will involve the market economy and the real economy. In that the market will crash, it will coincide with a massive unemployment, social unrest, ethnic conflict, bank runs, geopolitical instability, national insecurity, vulnerability, and currency collapse. Since the United States is no longer under the petrodollar paradigm, it's justified to anticipate the continuing with the same reckless monetary approach. The post-petrodollar will have dire consequences if something new isn't applied to safeguard measures against this grim outcome that awaits the country. So yeah. 718-618-9905 is the number to call if you want to get a hold of us.
We have a caller.
Oh, we do? Go ahead.
Yes. 214, hello.
Hey, 214.
Hello.
How's it going, 214?
This is Brendley Howell.
Hey, Brent, what's going on, man? How you doing? You make it through your troubles?
Well, first of all, just want to give a shout out to all the affiliated chats and all the affiliates of this great show of yours.
Thank you, Brent. Appreciate it, man. How you doing now?
Okay.
You make it through those troubles?
Tightrope.
Yeah.
I need to sell an item, and if I can get that item sold, I'll probably make it another month.
Do you want to give out your email address and tell people what you're selling? Maybe somebody won't listen and might want to buy it. You don't have to, man.
No.
I understand your email address is kind of weird.
No, but how can I email you?
I'll put my email address in the show description after the show. You can it's the same as the PayPal. But go ahead and I'll put it in after the show. But go ahead and come on into the conversation, Brent. Appreciate you.
Well, I'm glad you're interested in the zodiac. It's very enlightening, but it's infinite in scope, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm just very happy you're at least mentioning it. It's funny that a lot more people aren't, when the people who are leading the world are definitely into it. And they probably have a much better interpretation than the Western zodiac specialists think they do, you know, because the zodiac changes by 1 degree every 72 years. And since Ptolemy was the original designer of what we're dealing with now, the Western people just decided, well, we'll divide it all up equally. But it doesn't reflect the reality of what's in astronomy. So the sidereal Vedic type of interpretation looks at the size of the constellation that goes across the ecliptic circle, and measures that as a portion. So all the constellations that go across the ecliptic are not the same size. For example, the smallest one is
We're on the break.
Scorpio.
We're on the break. Stand by. Come back. Stay there. Don't move. Give us a call. 718-618-9905 is the number to call. It's Revolution Radio. It's the Independent Broadcast Network.
Listening to Revolution Radio.
Are you interested in the paranormal, murder mystery, real natural law? Do you enjoy interviews with amazing guests? Then join Crypt Rick every Monday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Revolution Radio. Studio A, freedomslips.com. Crypt Rick's Hyper Thinking. Welcome to the Crypt.
It is no secret that the so-called mainstream media is best described as controlled propaganda. Countless news stories are either totally ignored or spun with half-truths, and because of this, essential facts and vital information are often compromised. Join Dr. Ott every Friday night on Studio B at 10 p.m. Eastern and learn why The Story Behind the Story was nominated for a Peabody Award in its second year of producing unparalleled broadcasting excellence in 1997. That is, if you really care about learning the truth.
Do you love topics about history, world events, popular conspiracies, and everything under the sun, while discussing their historical context? Then welcome your host, Trinity, where no topic is off the table, truth is spoken to power, and where your voice can be heard. Here is where you can communicate openly and learn from one another, while respecting our diverse society and figuring out the truth to where we're heading. Join Trinity in a 2-hour roller coaster ride of research, comedy, and interesting content. Made with you in mind, people that matter the most. On Mondays at 12 a.m. Eastern and 11 p.m. Central, only on Revolution Radio Studio B. Be a part of a different way to hear radio.
If you're sick of the lies and ready to know thyself, to love thyself, well then tune in to the Loveolution with your hosts, Amy and John Paul, where we speak all about truth, love, and freedom every Tuesday night, 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Studio A, right here on the Revolution Radio. And remember, only you can free your mind control. Be a Loveolutionary.
Interrupt your normally scheduled programming to bring you this important broadcasting announcement. Now is the time to explore your greatest potential, embracing truth, health, and wellness while discarding the system and exposing its corruption. Experience true freedom every Saturday night between 6 and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live from Studio B. It's the Jonathan Wright Show. Find it right here at revolution.radio.
Narco-syndicalist commune. We take it in turns to act as a sort of executive officer for the week. Yes. But all the decisions of that officer have to be ratified at a special bi-weekly meeting. Yes, I see. By a simple majority in the case of purely internal affairs. Be quiet. But by a 2/3 majority in the case of more... Be quiet. I order you to be quiet. Look, you stupid bastard, you've got no arms left. Yes, I have. Look. It's just a flesh wound.
I don't believe I've seen such a display of courage, skill, nerve, grace, stupidity.
I'll do you for that. Oh, what? Come here. What are you going to do, bleed on me? I'm invincible. You're a loony. The Black Knight always triumphs.
Roundtable Live, Monday through Friday, 1 a.m. till 4 a.m. Eastern Time. Bring your mind, bring your ideas, bring your voice. King Arthur had nothing on us here at Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. All right. Thanks for listening while we took that short break here at Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. And now we're going to get back to your host.
It's Friday night, hour number 3. Listen to the microcosm. It's the Independent Broadcast Network, Revolution Radio. The strong brick house that Nighthawk built. Come on down, become supporters.
Sitting in the stand of the sports arena, waiting for the show to begin. Red lights, green lights, strawberry wine.
718-618-9905 is the number to call. Operation Stargate and the Mars influence.
All right tonight.
Venus and Mars is all right tonight. So we've been joined by caller Brent. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here. I was talking about the size of the constellations that cross the ecliptic and said that Scorpio was the smallest because there's another constellation, and it's called Euphicius, and it crosses right into the center of the galaxy, they call it. And it's there, it's in the sky, and it crosses the ecliptic, but they ignore it. So any Western interpretation will not have the correct sign. Now, planetary, and all the transits between the planets and the northern node and the southern node, those will all be the same. For example, you're talking about Mars tonight and the influence of Mars. Well, Mars is a form of energy, and it's a type of energy. And all of these planets have a type of energy that they beam down. And I always have this question for people. Do you know, when you look at the zodiac wheel, you know what's directly in the center of it?
No.
The North Star, Polaris,
wow.
is in the center of that wheel.
Of the Mars?
And
of the Mars 30 degree?
Yeah, Mars, and all the planets rotate around the North Star in perfect harmony. And they don't collide, they don't do anything. You know, they're if you look at them in a telescope, you look like you're looking through water, and they're twinkling and they have different colors and that kind of thing. It's nothing like you see on the CGI. Anything CGI is manufactured by NASA. I call them nasty NASA.
I got to say, over here on the Big Island, I'm not in the Big Island right now, I'm in Maui, but on the Big Island, they have, before they shut it down during the pandemic, I think it's open again now. The University of Hawaii, they host this thing at the telescope up on Mauna Kea. And the view up there is fantastic. That's why all those observatories are up there. I mean, it's just like the best view you're ever going to see of the stars and the planets. And one of the, I think they had a 16-inch telescope, might have been 32-inch. You didn't get to go and see the main, giant telescopes, but they had the pretty big ones up there that you could look through. They had, like, serve coffee and hot cocoa and stuff for the tourists coming up and people to go look through. And one of them, you could look at Jupiter, and you could see the moons of Jupiter, like, from the telescope, and you could actually, like, see the storm with your own eyes on the eye of Jupiter, with the moons of Jupiter around it going out. And it was fantastic. Like, it's the coolest thing. It's hard to get excited about something like that. I guess people haven't seen it. It was awesome. If you ever get a chance to go, you got to do it. It's like the most amazing thing to see with your own eyes. Like, it is fantastic. There's not CGI. It's you're looking at it with a telescope. I mean, it's right there. And there's like four moons right there. It's kind of focused on, like I said, Jupiter on the spot. You can see the red spot.
718-618-9905 is the number to call if you want to get a hold of us. Now, Brent, you're about to get into you're
storms,
about
right?
You're about to get into
storms.
Brent. You're about to get into the Brent. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're about to get into the characteristics of Mars. Now, Mars is the planet of war, is it not?
It's an energy. It can be used for war, or it can be used for good. It just depends on when you use it. Like you said, when it's like 33 degrees, I think you were saying, or something
30,
like
yeah,
that.
30 degrees
the
lunar
node.
Yeah, the lunar node, 30
Go
degrees.
ahead.
Yeah, no, 30 degrees.
The lunar node. What? The lunar node?
Yes.
Are you saying the lunar node, right?
Yes.
The lunar node's the moon.
Yes.
Okay. Well, if it would have particular type of energy at that particular point.
Right.
So
this energy,
it can be utilized for whatever purpose.
Well, it's just what I'm saying is this
you
energy,
decide
this
it can
energy,
be used for.
This energy in the past, things like 9/11, these type of
they use it.
So why
they use it for that time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when you say they use
But,
it, what do you mean? Are you saying that there's magic?
Well, I mean,
magic in the air at this particular moment. There's
there's
people
an energy.
right, and so people are harnessing that energy then and using it to deploy an intention against humanity by causing events to happen. Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying that just because it's like that someone?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You're right. Yeah. And you can use it, but you can use it for whatever purpose you want to use it for.
Okay, so I'll give you an example then. Let me ask you this question. It sounds like we got another caller too. So let me ask you this question. So then when Mercury's in retrograde, then is there good energy and bad energy in that too? It's just a matter of, how it happens.
Yeah, when it's in retrograde, what it means to do is to go back over. It's trying to go back over. Mercury has like a mental energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like a.
But what I'm saying but what I'm asking is, you're saying Mars energy is good or bad. So why is Mercury energy not the same? Is what I'm asking.
Well, it is. It is good if you use it for good. It's to say stop thinking with the mind, start thinking with the heart, and it's going to take you back mentally to relax your mental attitude and go back over some things you were supposed to learn.
Yes, I agree with you.
Okay.
Wholeheartedly. So let me ask you this now, Brent, because we got another Rio, do we have another caller there?
It's just the hijacker.
Okay, well, that's cool.
He dropped and came back.
Okay, hijacker, stand by because we're talking to Brent real quick. Brent, now, are you an astrologer?
No, not at all. I just delve in it.
I see.
It's just
the reason I was asking,
something I'm very interested in.
Yeah, the reason I was asking is because you could maybe come back and give us a monthly astrological report if you want to. Let's see what
I can tell you the purpose of your life in 3 minutes.
Purpose of my life?
Yeah, of anybody's life in 3 minutes.
Really?
This.
Hold on! Don't tell us. Don't tell us.
Your purpose of life.
Okay. Well, listen. We're gonna have people.
And then,
hold on.
Then you decide if it's for you or not. But
hold on.
First, you have to have the correct sign.
Brent,
you have to know the date of your birth and the time of your birth.
Brent, stop.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up the phones for people to call in, so you can tell them the purpose of their lives. Are you ready for that?
Well, okay.
Okay, stand by. Don't do anything.
Okay, but not now because I'm.
Next week.
I'm not in front of my computer.
Next week.
I have a.
Next week.
I have Prometheus.
Is this fucking thing on? Is this on?
I think there's a delay.
Yeah.
Next week.
You're on. I hear you perfectly.
Brent, next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, seriously, I'm dead serious.
Okay.
I'll put my email in here after the show, and then you get a hold of me through email, and then I'll try to see what we can do to help you sell that item. Okay.
It's a parka.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. It's a beaver parka with fox trim.
Wow.
And my father bought it for my mother in 1967 when he was in Anchorage, Alaska at Elmendorf Air Force Base.
How much are you selling this thing for? How much money do you need?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm thinking about going on eBay and offering it at $999.93.
That doesn't seem like enough money to replace an item that's so special like that. Have you thought about maybe doing like a GoFundMe or something?
Well, I thought about it, but I don't think I have time.
All right.
I mean, I have to have it by the 5th.
By the 5th of when?
February.
5th of February? All right, send me an email, dude. Send me an email.
Okay.
All right, at the end. So you can stick around. You can stay here
Tell
if you want.
Hijacker I said hello.
We will. Thanks for calling, Brent. Send me an email. All right, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, brother.
There goes Brent, ladies and gentlemen. So obviously we've been joined by the hijacker. My name's Jimmy. There's Rock and Rio and Epic Journeyman's here. We're talking about Project Stargate, and I'm not sure what the hijacker's got on tap. But hijacker, are you there?
Yeah, well, it's actually just about that. But we all been mesmerized by not only what Trump has done, but the speed he's done it, the way he's done it. There's been like no pushback. It's like, so I've come up with basically 3 models of what I think is going on. One of which is what you went into about Stargate and about there. You know, when you take a look at what Trump is doing and at breakneck speed, and it's so bold, he seems to be getting ready to build Fortress America. I mean, he's going for all the jobs.
Yeah.
He's steamrolling over all the global elite, Davos.
Yeah.
He's telling people all that you're going to send the jobs back here. So the first model is that he knows something, and the first model has to do with we are at full AI. In other words, Trump and the people around him, Musk, they already used AI. They can see the 6 months out what the world is, what's getting ready to happen to the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so calamitous that that's why he's doing this bold stuff with Stargate.
Mm-hmm.
With, in fact, he made a call to the Danes about Greenland,
right?
And they said they're all in a panic. When they said you're not serious, Mr. President, he goes, "Oh no, I want it. I want it. It's just a matter of negotiation. I can negotiate with you or the people in Greenland." They just fell apart. They go, "This is not serious." Yeah, no. And I'm getting the Panama Canal too, and I want Canada too. So something.
Did you watch the inauguration, Hijacker? I just want to ask you real quick. Did you watch it, like the whole thing live? Yeah. Okay, so you caught that part about manifest destiny. He said we're taking Panama back, and it's our manifest destiny. You know, for our Native American friends and relatives in the chat, those are ominous words, actually. And that's exactly what he's talking about. He's talking about expanding the territory. He said that manifest destiny, expanding our territory. So he said it in the inauguration speech.
Right.
Yeah.
No, they say he's
a
going full.
A lot of people
fortress.
didn't catch that.
Yeah, that's the Monroe Doctrine, and that's manifest destiny. Early on, they said we're going from one sea to the other. Basically, we're taking it all in between there, and the only ones that put up a little bit of a fight.
Oh man!
Yeah, the only ones that put
this MLK.
The only ones.
This MLK shit's starting to drop because he released those files.
Yeah, he released MLK, JFK.
Yeah, well, check this out.
And one other, there was another set. I forget who it was.
Here's a post that says, it says, "This is not new knowledge. Some of us were saying this 20 or more years ago, but all you pearl-clutching white people wouldn't hear it due to being afraid of being called a racist. MLK was a CIA honeypot, a sick pervert, Diddy style." And here, they says, MLK file reveals some very disturbing information: orgies, prostitutes, drugs, infidelity, and generally speaking, degenerative behavior. Quote, content of character, quote, wow, FBI files released.
Well, you know, like, didn't we do a show on the corruption of MLK like years ago?
Yeah, we did.
And, you know, Malcolm brought it out, right? He was the one who was against it, saying he was dirty.
Malcolm X, yeah, but he's dead. You know,
Yeah.
he went
well,
out.
I've heard some hardcore black nationalists when they found out what Martin Luther King was really about, they have walked away from him.
Yeah.
I mean, these were hardcore black supremacists, more than nationalists, and they go, man, that guy was something else. But
it's hardcore.
Anyways,
but anyways, back
corrupt
to
to the core, man. Corrupt to the core.
So back to what you were saying. That was breaking news there, ladies and gentlemen. But anyways, back to what you were saying. So you got into the first model where it's moving into 2030, finding and seeing something using AI 6 months out, which we just started talking about, which is in June. Something terrible was going to happen. So, I mean, to have your apparatus in place, in other words, using the guise of immigration to get your military everywhere on the streets and people used to it. You know, they got the National Guard over there in the subways in New York standing around. You know, and now you got the Marines on the border. You know, pretty soon you're going to
no, Jimmy, it's worse than that. No, did you hear? He federalized, he deputized all federal agents. So the largest federal, in other words, federal cops that can carry guns in an agency, the first is the Veterans Administration. All those security people that you see, they're actually federal employees. They're actually, part of that thing there. The next big group are Social Security police officers. He federalized those to go out and go to the border and to go round up. ICE has been released. The DEA has now been federalized with immunity to go after, criminal, illegal aliens. In fact, they've now got a $750 bounty on any illegal, even if he's illegal, but he's not a criminal. If he knows of somebody like Julio, who has been committing crimes or has been charged or has gotten out of jail.
I mean, seriously, we all gotta take a look at this, because the thing is, dude, is like, how long it's all. I mean, what if we or you or I or any of us become the enemy? See what I mean? It's like these people. I mean, the military. Imagine epic journeyman. What was it like in Iraq? Okay, are there jeeps on every major intersection with guys standing there with M16s?
Tanks under the overpasses. Yeah, there's tanks under the overpasses. And all that stuff, yeah.
Do you have to show your fucking ID everywhere you go?
Not everywhere.
You're not in the green zone.
checkpoints.
You're not in the green zone, but but outside, you're in checkpoints, right?
Yeah, anytime you go across, like you have miles and miles, they call it Indian territory. You buy a base, and you got to go through the checkpoints and all that stuff, and go through the gates and stuff. Yeah.
So now,
but even on the road, like the highway to Baghdad International Airport, the overpasses and things, they have tanks and BMPs and all that stuff.
Hijacker. How does this coincide with the posse comitatus? I mean, are we under undeclared martial law with the military on the streets?
Well, a lot of people think that's what he's getting ready to set up once these judges kick back. But the first model is they've seen AI. AI has told them, look, the world is going to go into a worldwide Great Depression in 6 months. Everything's going to change. Bring everybody up, militarize, go Fortress America. And so that's the one model that Trump is doing right now. That's why you're seeing the freak out and his boldness in so many places. That's the one model. The second model, some people think, is that let me measure my words, because you're probably on YouTube. Well, I know you're on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And so the big Israelis in Israel, and these are the billionaire big Israelis,
mm-hmm.
Just got done, and this is a second model, just got done with a massive civil war with their lesser brethren, the communist, smaller Israelis.
Mm-hmm.
These are Bolshevik communists that are only worth $100 million. That group was getting ready to go after the big billionaire class. And so there was actually a coup. What happened with Trump is that the big billionaire Israelis, they realized, look, the host is dying. Our lesser brethren, these communists, they are bleeding America, that they're knocking it down, they're looting it. If we stay at this rate, then when we go into the storm, we're not going to have, a big brother or a big United States with a giant state, with a massive military.
That's a good eye, man.
And so
I have to say, that's a very good eye that you have there. But
yeah, that's a second model.
But it doesn't even have to be a model, because it's just an existence. In other words, people were making money all during the Biden administration, so they make money either way. Okay, so the point is, you are 100% correct, sir. I believe that you are right, and there is a big, with his son-in-law and Shabbat. It's a little bit. Did you hear the new song? That's Super Trump, the Colossus. coming from Israel.
Yeah, and so the second model is that we've just gone through basically a coup between the two factions, the two major factions, the big Israelis in Israel, the billionaires, against the 100 millionaires, the communist Bolsheviks from New York, the little Israelis, and basically the big billionaires. That's why you saw Zuckerberg go to church with Trump. You saw Bezos. You saw Musk. You saw Murdoch. Murdoch went with his two sons. You saw no endorsements from the L.A. Times or the New York Times. This was a gang fight on the highest level, and that's why you saw Murdoch leak out on election night that Pennsylvania is going to go for Trump. Nobody declared Trump was the winner. Nobody predicted it. He took his whole crew, went out on that stage, and just took power. And then about an hour or so later, Fox finally came out and says, yeah, well, he does actually have it. And then like NBC waited till like 5:13 in the morning. That's because I stayed up all night. I was waiting. I was laughing. When are they going to take the knee? And they finally admitted, okay, Trump's got it. So the second model is a coup between these two factions. The third model, in which a lot of people, including Epic Journeyman, he's going to say it's got the ring of truth. The third model was another coup. And that coup was the old flag officers that had been purged by Obama and Biden and remnants within the Pentagon. They said they're ripping our country apart. We're behind you, Trump. We're going to take this thing. You're going to be the next president. Anybody gets in your way, we got SEAL Team 6. We'll whack them. We're taking this thing. The United States is going down. The world's getting ready to crash. And at this rate, with all these Chinese fighting age men in here, all these different third world countries, we got to take it back. And so it was actually a coup by the United States military. They finally had enough. Or it could be a combination that the military hooked up with the big billionaire Israelis, and they both agreed, look, we got to save this thing.
It's the
technocratic. That's the only thing that can.
It's the technocratic era, man. We are moving into it.
That's right.
And that wall is going up. That fence. I don't know if you've seen the fence. It's ominous. 718. Stay there, hijacker. 718-618-9905 is the number to call. 718-618-9902. That's the number to call. We're talking about the golden toad, man. We're still hanging on the first page. We number 6 from the second hour all through. Now we're still number 8. Talk Stream Live. It's Revolution Radio. It's into the microcosm Friday night. We only have a few minutes left. If you want to call in, 718-618-9905. Yeah, I don't think there could be a wider gap between us working people and billionaires.
Unfortunately, when there is action, it's always the wrong decision. Number 8, we will finally complete the biometric entry-exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately. For years, Congress has required.
So entry and exit system. So when we throw your ass out, we're going to take a picture of your eyeball. Don't try to come back. Did we get another caller, Rio?
Yes, we did.
Okay, go ahead. Caller, go ahead. Where are they from?
778.
778. Welcome into the microcosm. Give us a call. What do you talking? Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to basically did a past life reading on Elon Musk. If you want to hear it.
From Brent?
No, this is from Randy.
Oh, hey, Randy.
Amazing Randy. Okay, I was an astrologer in a previous life. I was Dr. John D., a major astrologer. Well, I did a past life reading on Elon Musk. You want to hear it?
Yes.
I'll make it short.
Let it happen.
Elon Musk has a soul contract with the reptilians and the Greys. Okay, he's basically signed on to both sides. That's why you're seeing him do good and evil at the same time. Now, 1 million years ago, and this is why he wants to go back to Mars, is that Elon Musk was on Mars 1 million years ago when a planet between Jupiter and Mars was destroyed in a galactic war. That planet was called Tiamat. Okay, when that happened, that's when Mars, which used to be an Earth-like planet, that's when it lost its oceans and its atmosphere, and everything happened when that planet was blown up. Now, Elon Musk was on Mars then. And then this is one of the reasons why he wants to go back to Mars, because he had a life on Mars back then 1 million years ago. So that's my past life reading on Elon Musk. Also, into why Elon Musk is working for both the dark and the light. He's working for DARPA, and he's also working for the good, too, because, freedom of speech happened, too, at the same time. So people are going to be loving him on the light side, but he's also working for the dark side. There's two on Musk. Now, I believe he's going to come out on the light side, because that's where everything is going, because we're going.
Amazing Randy.
Things are going to happen.
Amazing Randy. Now, listen. All the planets are lined up.
Yes, I know.
I know. And this is amazing action with Trump this week. Almost as though no one can resist what he says or what he does. Everyone has gone silent. Hollywood is jumping on the Trump train. Everybody's having to roll over for the mighty Donald Trump. The golden
and Donald
toad.
Trump has mighty spiritual powers behind him. That's why I tell people, if they don't believe in God, all you got to do is look at Trump on the 13th there, which was, by the way, my birthday when I was John D. was July 13th. That's why, that's evidence that God
really is.
Yeah.
A magnificent golden toad.
Yeah.
He's a magnificent golden toad, dude.
Right, and that's the fourth model.
That's
the fourth model with Trump, is the golden heir. What they're really doing with this blustery setup in this first week. But go ahead. I don't want to cut in.
No, that's fine.
By the
Randy,
way, Hijacker. Yeah, by the way, Hijacker, a good hello from me, John D. Check it out. Queen Elizabeth's Magician, John D.
He knows.
On the History Channel.
Hijacker knows who John D. is, man. All right, listen.
Oh, I know he
Randy,
does.
Randy, I asked you. Now, Rio, are you still there?
Yeah.
All right, now these planets are lining up, man. Is he making peace? Is he making peace? Is he going to make peace over in Ukraine? I mean, is there going to be how long is the
supposedly, right?
He says he is.
I'm just saying, what is when the Antichrist comes in? Doesn't he usher in an era of peace?
Yeah.
How long is this era of peace?
Well, it should be 3.5 years, I would believe.
Yeah, 3.5 years, 1,000 days.
Oh, man, dude, are we in the 1,000 days?
1,240 days, right?
Oh man! All right, Randy.
Yeah.
Anything else before we say goodbye?
No, I just wanted to give you that past life thing on Elon Musk, and it helps to explain why he's working for both sides, because he has a soul contract with the dark and the light. Anyway, I'll let you go.
Well,
and hi, Hijacker. Hijacker, you're awesome, buddy.
You know what's funny?
Okay, thanks.
It's funny that Elon is working for both sides, and then Brent just came and said Mars could be good or bad. So is Elon Musk Mars? I don't know. Give us a call, 718-618-9905 is the number to call. Hijacker, what's the next model? No, wait a minute. Take a listen to this.
World order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers scum. They're on giant death factories keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy weird sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell? That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot and the goblins are hobbling round coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions upon it, people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna steal your daughter at the mall.
That was Alex Jones as an indie folk song.
Ring, ring, Spain apology.
Hey, stay tuned for the hijacker coming up after us here. What is that sound? Has somebody else joined us?
I think Mr. Rowe has just busted on in here.
Mr. Rowe.
All right.
What's happening?
How you doing, Mr. Rowe?
Break in from.
Sounds like Darth Vader has joined us.
He's coming from Mars. Got the 7-minute leg. He's coming from Mars.
I'm not sure who that is.
What is that?
Hello.
Hello.
There we go.
Can you hear it?
Hello.
Now
Can
I
you
can
hearing
hear
me?
you, Mr. Rowe? Yes.
Are you hearing me? Oh, good.
Are you in Spain?
Hey, yes.
Are you in Spain?
I think yes. I am still in Spain.
Okay. Did you hear this? Did you hear this?
Fighting the seagulls.
No, I was going to say, did you hear this guy from Spain at the WEF? That anonymity. Yeah.
Nobody liked him here either. And the interesting thing is, like, most of Spain is sort of autonomous in their regions, so they don't really particularly take a lot of stake in what the prime minister and stuff is saying in some of the other regions. In fact, the laws of Spain are even a little more brutal or less brutal on things like squatters. The reason why people have a lot of bars on their windows is you only need to have 48 hours in a place, and then you can squat, and the police cannot cross the threshold. They have to get the court order. It's a big mess with the squatting and stuff. And so in some aspects, you got a little more freedom and out here to do crazy things. But that's not what
are you popping a squat? Are you popping a squat somewhere?
I'm not. No, I'm not popping a squat.
You're over there. You're just like, hey, baby, let me just stay here for a couple of days. Can I stay here? Can I stay here for 48 hours? I'll be right back. No, seriously. So what do you think now, man? Bro, what about this crypto now, man? What's going on with this shit? Because listen, the bill goes through, the executive order goes through. What's happening with this now? Is what are you hearing? Is the rumor the Federal Reserve? Go ahead. What are you hearing, man?
Bitcoin. He signed the executive order. He wants to make the United States not only crypto but AI dominant. And this is part of the larger plan, which I actually called to express. There's something called the North American Technate. And this is a plan that's been around for quite a while. And there's maps that are already drawn out that show the North American Technate. This includes Canada, Greenland because of the rare earth materials, Canada because of its natural resources as well, but then also includes Mexico, parts of Venezuela, basically all of Venezuela because of its oil, all of Panama, all of basically down to parts of even into Brazil and Colombia. And that is, and of course the Caribbean, that is the mandate of the North American Technate, which I believe Trump's faction, the face of his faction, he's the face, is mandated to kind of carve out. I think I'm actually wondering if there's going to be some sort of backroom kind of deal with Russia.
Wow.
I think there already has been.
Yeah, because China's the big focus of the wild card. Like, we don't want China to be in charge. And China, of course, that's what they're doing. They're buying up all the ports. The old leader of Hong Kong, basically the big boss of Hong Kong, was, he controlled Hong Kong up until past 1999, and when it went back to China. Now, right at the same time in 1999, guess what other ports went back to another country? Panama Canal went back to Panama. And like Trump said, the deal was neutrality, or American, because we built it. And China has two ports there on both sides that are controlling, and they're building bridges, which could be collapsed, which could bottleneck the canal. And China is the second largest user of the canal.
Well, you know what? They also have a bunch of ports down in Mexico. Because
also the building of ports that they want to do. That Elon Musk, the king of Mars, does want to. The program is to release technology. So I think we're going to see a lot of technology that's being released. By the way, those drones. What I actually said was, apparently a lot of other people are saying now too. Is the drones that we put up were there to monitor drones that we don't have we don't know what they are. There's these sort of biotechnological jelly drones with lights inside that our drones are trying to figure out what the hell they are, and we don't know. And they don't know what the intentions are either. That's the latest the drone fiasco.
Wow.
I see the North American technique taking shape, and crypto and AI are going to be in the forefront. They're going to start releasing a bunch of stuff. In fact, I think ChatGPT made an announcement where yesterday they just released an agent that can browse the web and fill out forms by itself and do all these things.
Yeah, I saw
it's a slow roll release. Yeah, but I think we're moving into, like I said before, the hack attack scenario. Mm-hmm. Where there's going to be a flood of technological, new stuff technologically coming out, and we're going to stumble through it. It's not going to be, smooth sailing. I think we're going to hit its own issues, but at least it's not a freaking death cult. At least it's not like all over Harris over there. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Went another way.
No,
anyway, back to you.
No, I can't. No, I cannot. And the thing is look, about a month ago we called it because with the black hat we called it the dark MAGA transition team. So you see the tech around J.D. Vance and the people he's brought to the table. And now all of a sudden, all these other people are all coming to the table simultaneously. There's like a nexus point of all the biggest tech companies in the world.
All just waiting there. Yeah, they were just waiting there for it to happen so they could move in.
Do you remember? What was the name of that? What was the name of that documentary about the Silicon Valley? There's a clip in there where,
yeah,
you know what I mean. There's a clip.
Techtopia. No, what's it called?
Yeah,
something like Cybertopia. Cybertopia.
Yeah, Cybertopia. There's a clip in there where the guy goes, "Yeah, well, we're from the future, man. You know, how you do it is the old way. You know, we got to do the new way." But here, I want to ask you though. So, why didn't crypto just go through the roof yesterday? What is this? There's got to. Okay, so I'm not bringing this up as financial advice. I'm asking a question. So there's something called Onyx coin. Okay, and they're saying that this is put together by J.P. Morgan and BlackRock. So it's sitting over there languishing at less than a penny. While everybody, hold on. While everybody else is focused on this other shit, everybody's looking over here at a bunch of other coins and waiting for these other coins to jump up because of some, the lawsuit against XRP. They're not gonna follow through with it. So everybody's saying XRP is going to jump up, but nothing happens. So nothing's happened.
Well,
really.
it did.
Hmm?
It jumped the first phase, and I think what I'm feeling, I'm just going off of this is, not based on anything, just my personal feeling, is I think that there's a lot of people waiting to see, they know the news is good with crypto, but they're waiting to see just exactly what directions it officially takes. The United States recently announced plans to possibly make Bitcoin or some crypto a reserve currency. We've got Elon Musk with his meme coins that people have made, and what are his future plans. All this is very new. I think the initial shock of Trump winning first and making all of these freaking executive orders, he came in fucking hot.
Yeah, totally.
Full guns blazing. The shock has not worn off, even out here. I mean, I'm walking around the square here in Spain, and I'm listening. I walk by somebody, and I see somebody who's clearly Spanish or whatever, and their phone, and I'm hearing young men, and they're watching the Trump dance and stuff. I mean, everybody is kind of in shock or relief, and so I think in the next couple of weeks, we're going to see crypto start moving. As the plans are starting to formulate and released, and people realize, this is real, this is happening. Definitely, the atmosphere is bullish. Real quick, XRP, which has KYC, know your customer, built right into it, is a bank favorite. Mm-hmm. Trump did say that there will not be central bank digital currencies, which is good. And I'm wondering if BlackRock stuff is linked to that as a utility token that ties into something that is not going to be used. So, it's interesting. I don't know if you guys saw Trump talk at the World Economic Forum.
Yes.
But he basically, so, he just kind of said some things there, we're not going to do this, we're going to do that. And so again, the shock wave is still reverberating. There are world leaders scratching their heads right now. There are CEOs of companies like, he had some of the richest guys, even Sam Altman, who Elon Musk hates, are behind Trump. So he is sort of rallying the Western troops, quote unquote, the techno troops.
Yeah.
And we're in the plan stage. We're right in that window where this is probably a pretty good time to get into crypto, guys.
Yeah. Well, who owns Alphabet?
I don't know, but I could try to find Alphabet.
No, Alphabet.
Well, it's still Sergey Brin and Larry Page, isn't it?
Yeah.
They have their investors, but
Right.
Yeah, they started Google and they expanded it to be the umbrella of Alphabet.
So let me ask you.
And they
this.
went to Stanford with they were in that group with Elon Musk computer too.
Right. So that's what I'm
That was
saying.
them.
Where I haven't seen those guys yet. Anyway.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, like because it is that whole group, it's that group and the South African group, So Elon, Peter Thiel, and I forget the other guy's name. They're all from South Africa, apartheid South Africa. They came. They're all super wealthy. And if you think of it from the other side of the coin, no pun intended, you got Rupert Murdoch from Australia. So you got all these foreign investors coming in, that use the media.
You also
and the
saw
tech,
Warren. I'm pretty sure
coming.
Warren Buffett was real against crypto, and he just invested in some bank in Brazil that's been dealing in crypto. So there's there's a bunch of big stuff going on in the world, really seriously, and that's the thing too. This could be a moment at any given moment. Could be another Bitcoin could happen, because
I could tell you. Let me tell you this. I have some non-disclosures that I've signed. I can't say, but I will say very general that there are a lot of countries that are getting regulations in order to deal with crypto / the banking industry. That's all I'm going to say.
Right. And
so just keep that.
I saw this. There's a German dude who does a lot of investing in crypto. And so he was at the World Economic Forum, and he's walking around, doing his little report. And it was funny because he walked by this awning, walking into the event, and one of the names right on the awning as you walked in was Ripple. So there's a lot of people that are saying. So here's the thing, and I want to point this out, ask you this here because you're here now. So he's saying he wants America to be the crypto capital of the world or whatever, and he's saying he wants to use American companies. So American companies are what? Like Solana and XRP are two. What do you think about this? Do you think these will be the ones that get chosen?
Well, I think that they will. I think there's plenty of room. There's a lot of development, not just in the government and corporate side, but just in the private sector. I guess corporate is private, but in the private sector, even beyond corporate, where you just have groups of people starting up. I don't even want to call them startups, but starting up in crypto projects that I think there's going to be some that take off.
Dozens and dozens of them.
Here's the thing. Here's what I want to put out to you guys. Let me ask you this. So BlackRock owns everything. Okay, so they already have decided within themselves what they're going to accept. So they all know what it's going to be already, because we've been all wondering, where's everybody putting their money in advance of the crash that's coming that they know is coming?
I can tell you quickly. Let me put it in here. I took all my money out of my 401k on Tuesday, and I'm the exact opposite of all this. I am going totally Neolithic on this. I'm going exact opposite. I'm getting all my money out. I'm not going to partake in this, and I'm going to go straight up, live in the forest.
All right, but I'm saying, okay, Epic, I appreciate it. I appreciate that you're going to do that. But what I'm saying is the rest of the humanity, and mostly the elite people, they're not keeping their money down there at the savings and loan and safe. Okay, they know there's something coming, and what's coming is going to literally destroy a lot of people, and their shit is not in the
fourth model.
Right, so their
Jimmy
stuff.
Jean, that's the fourth model.
Listen, their stuff is not. Their stuff is safe and sound somewhere else, and it's the somewhere else that BlackRock already knows that they're going to use. Okay, and so when it all goes down, everybody's going to have their money safe and sound in the secret new currency that we're going to use. What do you think about that, Ro? You think there's something that exists right now? They already know what it's going to be, and they all hold it. They have.
Well, Ro, before you go, once Jim and Jean show's over, if you want to roll over on the next hour, we can game out these four models and what you've been up to and the cryptos.
I'll hang on.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that there's so many units of account out there. I mean, we don't even have a unified currency in Europe. You have euro, but there are still people that are using different currencies. There's places in the world like Cuba, which I've been to, where they have their own currency, but they don't use it. They use U.S. dollars. So I think it's going to be several years, maybe beyond a decade. I may be wrong before we see a unified currency. Now, we will have units of account. There's always going to be foreign exchange, which is a big moneymaker for the globalists anyway in the banking industry. So, no, I don't see an official one unit. There's going to be like gold. Gold has always been around. It's legal to use as currency. People use it, well, sort of, but you can't really. You know what I mean? I don't think we're at that point yet where everything else is going to go and we're going to have one unified global currency.
No. Well, I think we will.
Gold press.
I think we will, but the thing is that you will hold your. There's a difference, right? But people don't understand about these stable coins will be the exact price of your local dollar, whatever your currency is in your country. So there's going to be something called a stable coin, but that will be a small, that stable coin will only be a small segment of the other bigger chunk that you have that you buy stable coins with. So like, in other words, if you have an XRP coin, that is not the same as a stable coin. Because a stable coin is only worth $1. Stable coin is only worth $1, but your XRP coin could be worth whatever it's worth.
Right. Well, the big thing, Jimmy. But the big thing, Jimmy, is that everything is going to be working off. And you mentioned this. You had this revelation. Everything is going to be working off the cell phone. It doesn't matter if you're in the Amazon or if you're a poor Chinese pig farmer. Everybody's got the cell phone. That's going to be where it's all going to be transferred.
Exactly.
That's electronic. That's digital. Go ahead.
And guess what, man? Elon Musk, he's got Starlink, and he really likes the Stellar coin because it looks like Saturn.
And Elon's got his own phone coming, too. So they'll be passing them out to hook up to Starlink so that they can track you.
Yeah, and X money. X money is coming, dude. X money.
Doggy coin. Get your Stellar Lumens doggy coin.
There you go, man.
Yeah. Well, any of you guys want to join me and Mr. Rowe on the other side, just call in. I think Rowe grab the server and I'll come on in.
All right. Well, we appreciate you all. It's into the microcosm. We'll be back tomorrow night for the Chilluminati over on YouTube and the Independent Broadcast Network. Revolution Radio is fully listener supported, so come on down and become those supporters. Stay tuned for the Hijacker and Mr. Rowe.
Revolution Radio.
I think it's magic.
because I'm still willing to fight and die for that itch. Because that's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face. Now, I can't make you do it. You gotta look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now, I think you're gonna see a guy who will go that inch with you. You're gonna see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're gonna do the same for him. That's the team, gentlemen. And either we heal now as a team, or we will die as individuals. That's football, guys. That's all it is. Now, what?
All right, you guys, you there?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Right on. Well, hey, it's time to head on out the door. You guys ready to go?
Yeah, I
Right
think
on.
it's about that time.
All right, then. Let's be gone. Or
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Night, everybody.
Let's be on.
You got your needs and you just don't care. On and on we drift back to where we were before. You can welcome me in. I will not walk through that door. Oh no, no. I may be blind, but I'll find my way. Oh yeah, like a lost prayer on a stormy day. Oh, stormy day.
Citizen, you better be on your best behavior.